Good evening. It's every other Wednesday night on Three Star Draw, and you know what that means. Time for 7's Wild, Down South Boys talking toys. I am Down South 77, the Music City Monster. As I've recently learned, I'm a serial killer. With me always is my cousin.
Midlife crisis. Pop blender. You may notice something different. I've grown out my beard a little bit.
It matches perfectly too.
And yes, the carpet does match the drapes.
Which one? Which carpet?
Is it Berber?
Shag,
Shag?
baby. I believe it's Shag, baby.
I don't know. I thought I'd try something different. I thought about platinum blonde, but I thought, I'd go with more what my hair color was years ago. And I don't think anybody will notice. What do you think? If I went to work tomorrow, I mean, I'm off for a few days, but when I show back up on Sunday, do you think anybody will really know if anything's different other than my beard growing out a little bit?
I don't think anybody would have noticed tonight if you hadn't pointed it out.
I probably shouldn't have actually, and just let all the compliments roll in. That's usually what I like to do. I don't fish, for compliments. I just like to let them happen naturally.
That's right. Yeah, you're dead sexy. Look at that sexy body.
Well,
Sexy mind.
this one little curl that I've been working on, I've been trying to get it like Superman, and then I noticed as I was getting my hair together. Oh, here it is. Yeah, part of my weave fell off. Part of my weave fell off. You see those dust bunnies sometimes on the side greens at or sidewalk at Walgreens or Dollar General every now and then.
I know them well. Girl, you should have used Stronger Bond.
But yeah, I think it's working for me. I do. I think it's working for me.
Jay Astro says you look like Zac Efron.
Well, I need to break my jaw in a couple places, and then I think it might look a little closer.
That's right. That's right. So it is 7's Wild Down South Boys talking toys. This is our Halloween episode. We've been talking it up for a year now, so I'll give you a quick rundown. We'll say hi to the chat here in just a second before I get lost. But so what we're going to do later is last year we started out writing file cards for some of Joe and Cobra characters. We wanted to write horror, creepy file cards, and they wound up being less file card and more short story. Got some really creepy, funny stuff in there. We had a blast. I hope everybody that listened to it last year enjoyed it. If not, you might not know what you're in for here in about an hour and a half.
I think we actually lost a person who shall remain nameless, but I think we actually kind of lost a person, it seems like forever, due to our short stories.
Our bastardization of somebody's G.I. Joe fandom in our horror-themed fan fiction short stories, I don't think has ever been back in our chat.
I really don't think so. I really don't. I think it's been like a year. It ended, sadly.
Maybe they'll show up for the sequel. Who knows? The sequel has always got to be bigger, bloodier, with a higher body count. So,
okay, so I had to go all in. I had to go all in on this one.
I will let you guys know. It got dark this year, at least over here at the 3-Star Draw house. It's like the Myers house this year. So.
Same. I definitely did the sequel bait, right? For
yeah.
Sure.
And I absolutely ruined some people's favorite characters, I think. So I can't wait.
Airtight.
Airtight, trapped in that fart suit. So, so we had several. I was actually going to pull it back up, but I deleted it out of Google Docs. I think I printed it and put it up
Oh,
somewhere.
okay.
So let's go ahead and say hi to the chat because we got 18 people watching right now. So before we get too far down, hit that like. Oh, we will just drop 16 now. So
No.
so we'll go ahead and say what's up to everybody. We got Mick, DJ, ACDC in the house. Got Mr. Ryan Torney, also known as Krusty
Right.
Old Crow.
I know that guy.
I hate that YouTube has changed this to using handles.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? I'm seeing normal screen names on StreamYard. I'm not kidding, dude. I'm literally it's I have not.
Well, I know
There's one right now that I
Crows is
see.
not. Crows is not. It's his handle name.
Other than his, there's literally only one other one that I see right now. That
everybody
doesn't look
may
like
have.
normal.
Everybody may have went and changed them because that's one thing you can do is go and change your handle
Yeah,
to
I
match
actually need to do
whatever it
that.
is you want to display. That's what I did to streamline all of my names.
Yeah.
So all right, we got Checkpoint Bravo in the house. Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions. What's
Big
up?
Turk.
Liquid Identity is here. U.S. Combat Dojo is in the house.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. Get on down the road here. We got Sabir Del Norte. Yo, Darren and Brandon, it's been 2 weeks. That it has. Oh, let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. There's Jay Astro saying, "Where's the video? I want my money back." You get nothing for free, and you don't get your money back. Same time, Toys is in the house. What's up, Shane? Oh, let's see. Did I say Son of a Crayon Slayer? We got Son of a Crayon Slayer.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
He's here. What's happening? All right. Let's see. Getting on down. Derek Holloman is here. What's going on, Derek? Let's see. Shane says Dr. Detroit. Yeah, a little bit. I wasn't going for that, but
yeah,
I wasn't going for it. But yeah, it kind of come out that way, didn't it? Let's see. Derek saying TMI. I don't. Oh, it was probably the carpet matching the drapes.
Oh yeah, yeah,
that's
for
probably
sure.
what that was.
Just enough information.
Just enough.
J-E-I.
Just enough to entice you.
I'm trying. I want to. Yeah, right. I want to make sure. Hey, once we get down, I want to make sure that I know how to go in and change it. Is it under user ID, channel ID, or is it under like just
in YouTube? I think you have to go to the YouTube, go to my channel, and then the edits from there where you can edit like your channel description and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's where it's at.
Okay, carry on.
Got Plastic Skulls is here. What's going on, my man? Loves Mules is here. Cousin, what is going on, cuz? On the way to work. I hope you can listen a while tonight. Graf is here. What's going on, Graf?
Roll them R's, man.
Graf. It's Graf. You got Todd C. What's going on, Todd? How you doing, man? So, all right. I think we have made it to the bottom of chat. This will probably be one where people just drop in and out all night tonight. So that's all right. It's all right. So you were off today. It was kind of a crappy day here today in Tennessee. It's gray shitty and wet.
Yeah, it's super shitty. It's off and on rain all day. Yeah, it's one of those overcast. Been that way for like 2-3 days. And so yeah, I did not leave. I left the house one time, and then I was running the gas station real quick, and that was it. And I was okay with one of those days. I was super good with it. I talked about it yesterday. If I didn't have to go into work yesterday, I would have done nothing but sit around in sleep pants and play video games, and that's precisely what I did.
And Sabir says it right here. Good sleeping weather.
Yes,
it was It was all I could do to get out of bed this morning.
I believe
Man,
it.
it was. I woke up and I knew it was still dark and I knew it was supposed to be like this and I looked out and I was just like, the consolation prize was it's the end of the month and I'm through with all my work, which
Beautiful.
means I just have to basically kill time. I might have to go help somebody else, but I didn't have a lot to do, so
No,
that was the consolation for it.
nah, that's beautiful.
What the hell was that? Something on my table. All right. Yeah, good sleeping weather. Yeah, windy and overcast. I think it's supposed to clear up tomorrow and be good just in time for Halloween. So always like when it clears off for Halloween so the children's can trick or treat without getting their
Yeah.
costumes messed up. So uh so Baron, did you show up to work like that? No, but today I probably could have. I probably, well, no, there was one place I went today, maybe not, but the other place probably could have. So, I used to,
If
but
you walk,
I
go ahead.
do,
I'll just
uh, I used to always dress up around Halloween, but I usually take Halloween off. Last year I worked Halloween and but it was the way that my vacation days fell. I couldn't spare the day because we went to Joe Fest and I wasn't planning on that at first. So I worked last year for Halloween and this year I planned for it. And I'm like, yeah, enough of that shit. But I used to dress up for it when I did work on Halloween. Um,
walk in and be like, "Golly, those rats were huge." I had to go. I had to do melee combat with them.
I brought a cricket bat.
Like that
I
would be just freaking awesome, dude. Just look on people's faces if you
uh,
walked.
got this one little curl that it keeps like it's like something about Mary.
Oh, I understand. I understand. Yeah, my all natural hair. Yeah, this one curl, it's been bothering me. But as you can see, I'm just growing my hair out. Just growing it out.
uh,
Trying to
Told him he looked a little like Ringo Starr. He needs some glasses.
Hmm. Fascinating.
Actually, look like all of the Beatles, like a composite beetle.
A composite beetle. Is that a real thing in life?
It is. It is tonight.
As we look at the composite beetle having sex with its female counterpart.
Uh-oh. Looks like he's going for the dung beetle.
Yikes.
Let's see. So, all right. So let's see. We kind of covered what's going on. You were off. I worked. Have you got any new toys? Has anything come in for you this week? Because we've
No,
been getting hammered with Hasbro stuff.
no, nothing. No, nothing new this week. It all kind of happened last week. It's like the mortar fire, right? The smoke is kind of clearing for a minute
Yeah.
after the barrage that we experienced the last few weeks or month or whatever, and so right now it's kind of clear. Nothing really new. Um, so yeah, no new arrivals for me, but I've got something on my radar for maybe next time. But yeah, so I'll keep you posted.
Well, I haven't gotten anything in. I picked some stuff up over the weekend that I'll talk about, and I did get this guy. So did anybody? Doesn't count for this week because he was last week. But did anybody score this dude? Um,
Oh yeah,
old old ghost Vipper here. Find where how to maximize these screens.
people
So
really excited about that figure. Seemed like it.
so um so I ordered him from Walmart and I was thinking about canceling him. I wasn't sure. I love the idea of it, but I was like, man, so this is just, what is this? Like, I don't know. But then the more I looked at it, I was like, it really is cool. So I wound up, I didn't, um, I didn't cancel it. Walmart didn't cancel my order, more importantly. And I haven't done a review yet. You guys watch my reviews. You haven't seen one yet because I haven't had time. Been a little busy. So I got it. I went ahead and opened this one up on Friday, and I got to say, man, I'm really impressed with this figure. This is some of the most brilliant reuse that they have done in the classified line with this guy. Um, and of course, they did tools a lot of new stuff
Yeah.
for him, but he's mostly reuse, other than some of his accessories. And this thing is fantastic. I'm really impressed with this figure. Comes with the little ghost wolf here. He's hungry like the wolf. Oh, werewolves of London. This dude's little wolf. Like I was like, I don't need another timber repaint, but this thing, man, with the red eyes, like it
Right.
just pops. You put a light behind it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Exactly.
it's cool. I wish he glowed. He doesn't glow. Even the Viper with the skull on it, I was really hoping that that would glow, because it looks like it. It's a little bit black light reactive, but unfortunately it didn't glow. But damn, is it a good figure?
That's too bad. That's like one feature, like one thing that would just like go the extra mile on something like that. Is if they
Yeah,
were black light reactive or, something that really made them super stand out. Obviously, those that are creative with lighting, doing photography, you can
yeah.
work it out, right? But that would be kind of that little thing to just really put it over the top with stuff like that.
And I mean they've attempted to dabble with glow stuff because we got the mole rat with a little bit of glow, and then
Right.
they're telling us that the stage two mole rat is going to have a lot of glow. So yeah,
Well,
we'll
that
see.
I heard that was Lenny's nickname in middle school was the Dabbler.
The dabbler.
The Dabbler. That's what I heard on X. So maybe I read the wrong post. I don't
You
know.
trust everything that you read on X. It's
I
always
usually do.
legit.
I
It's
usually
always
do.
legit. 6'10". See, so this is how I know that they haven't fixed the name. So
I
six
see
foot
Matthew.
ten Mason Rule Yojo
Oh
Daddy
yeah.
is in the house saying replay squad, stopping in to smash the like and subscribe.
Dankeschön.
He's been K-pop demon hunters. He looks
I
like a
I
K-pop guy.
am K-pop guy. I wish I could in this chair if I could do blue steel, I would do it in a heartbeat. But I don't want to crash the stream with all the people trying to come in to view it
Yeah,
because it would literally take the stream down because
it,
of the server traffic.
it'll put us out of business.
You know,
Oh,
and I that's the last thing I want is us out of business.
that's right.
Okay,
We
that's
need we
right.
need all the business we can
All
get.
the business we can get.
So Jay Astro says he got me a Ghost Viper, and I'd buy a couple more if they weren't fucking $60.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
Amen.
No, I
So
get it.
so when this figure went up, originally when we saw it, it was 55. And then we knew it was going to be 55. And then all of a sudden that day, that morning, so when they hit and they went up for pre-order, people went to Pulse first, mostly because fuck Walmart, they're going to cancel
Mm-hmm.
it. So everybody went to Pulse, and I wonder how many people ordered it before they realized that it was $62 on Pulse, $7 more than what we were already
Yeah,
expecting, which is $10 more than what we've been paying for figure and pet sets.
right. Yeah,
Uh,
it that's look right there. That's somebody it made a difference for. They're like, yeah, I'd grab a couple more if
yeah,
they weren't what they are now. So it's making a difference. I'm sure. How much I don't know, but there definitely
yeah.
people are for sure
Uh,
um, changing the way they view this with the recent price changes.
I think the next time they release some vehicles, they're really gonna see it with if the vehicle price jumps mirror
Oh,
what the
sure.
figures have.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I tell you, people talking about that Vamp Mark II. I don't know if I need a $125 or
Mm.
$130 Vamp Mark II, y'all. And I
Sure.
like it better than the first one.
Right.
So um And here's Matthew Matson, Mamu Nestor hopping in saying Ghost Viper's so fun. If you take fairy lights in the head or the arms, everything looks awesome, lit up from inside. I haven't even had a chance to do that yet. I've literally I opened him Friday while I listened to Lawrence's stream on the Punkathon, and I sat here and played with him, and I took a few pictures of him for when I eventually get my review. But God, this figure's so much damn fun. So I made a little Halloween horror shelf up there, but you can't really see what all's up there. But so I got some legions and the headless horseman and Atheon and Arethyr and Pythona's up there. Anyway, I had him up there chilling for the weekend. So let's see. Blitz is here. What's going on, Blitz? And Allison Troy, Retro Toy Princess, is in the house. What's up, Allison?
Rizzo, exactly.
Pop Blender did Rizzo.
I still have my pink ladies jacket. It's the only thing I'm missing.
Frank Rizzo.
R-I-Z-Z-O. I did I mention about never mind. Nothing.
Okay.
Strike that from the record. Yeah, it doesn't. Never mind.
I will indeed. Never mind. Jay Astro says, I'm lucky Walmart didn't cancel my pre-order because I still haven't seen them in the wild, nor have I, but I'm getting ready to show you guys something very strange.
That is something I wanted to mention.
Go ahead.
About pre-orders, is that I have been charged by Target. Money has been, it's not even pending. It's like done. But then I've gotten a message afterwards that said that it was canceled. This is like the second time now about the Steeler 2-pack. And I called Target. They said, hey, everything's good on our end. We don't show any activity. We don't show anything. And I'm like, so you don't show anything? Like nothing at all? No, we just show that the pre-order, it's still there. You'll get an email right before. I'm like, so you don't show that it's been canceled or that I've been charged? And they're like, no. So I don't even know. I don't know what to think at this point. I know everybody says, hey, get, a gift card or use a circle card, whatever. It's fine. I get it. My point is that they literally couldn't tell me anything.
Yeah.
They had no information on their end. But it did charge me. And, but then like the next day or later that day came back, said canceled, but the money hasn't been put back. There's no pending refund or anything. So I have no clue.
No idea what's happening
in the
with
next
it.
13 to 14 days when that thing's supposed to go out.
I mean, look at mine, because I don't think mine hasn't.
So
I haven't seen anything on mine yet. So mine are just pre-ordered, just sitting there, view order. I don't know. I don't think I've been charged for mine. So
yes.
They look good though. People have gotten them. They look pretty good. CMD store had Steeler and Short Fuse last week. People have gotten them. They look really good, man. So I'm looking, especially Steeler, because I got a FedEx notification not more than 2 hours ago that FedEx has received my package, which means sometime in the next 4 days, probably my Ramen Hunter will finally be here. So Steeler shouldn't be too far behind.
Okay. Yeah, it's like
I don't
12th, 17th or something November when that Steeler.
Yeah, let's see.
Like something like this, like the November 12th to the 17th or something is the estimated ship out, right?
Yeah, I think the 9th or 11th, something like that. So, let's see. So Crow says I was late rejoining. Darren is a sleep deprived fry cook, and Pop is Janet from Three's Company. Did I get it right?
Yes, and I always loved Janet's beard. I was a big fan as a kid of Janet's beard. Definitely.
I liked Janet, man, but Janet was no Cindy.
No, come on.
Not Chrissy.
Manic.
Cindy.
Manic.
Cindy was the best. So
Good old Cindy.
I didn't lie if you guys saw me commenting in Circle of Jerks last night. Did bring my trusty sack of autumn mix candy corn in here.
Oh yeah! How dare you eat on stream? Matthew's having a heart attack right now.
Probably.
I bet he's about to blow his top.
Probably so. Let's see. So Crow says, Allison, I also see Rizzo or Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley.
There you go. Yep. No, it needs a little more slick back, right?
Yeah.
For Squiggy. Yeah, a little more like, I could do this, though. Didn't they do this? They went.
Yeah.
Bite their knuckles.
Was that Jack so always gross. Did?
That was Lenny and Squiggy, too.
Yeah, Lenny and Squiggy.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew says, I got 2 emails each saying my next wave of classified will be delivered on December 21st. So, like the mainframe wave, because I think most of us will have those guys by Thanksgiving. I think we'll be able to have Thanksgiving with mainframe and wetsuit.
Ooh, sounds like a great Thanksgiving dinner.
Somebody, Entertainment Earth had them last week, and somebody got them today. I think Chaz the Guru, I believe, and somebody else I saw actually already got them from Entertainment Earth. So,
and I was thinking maybe Mainframe would bring Zarana over for Thanksgiving dinner.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Gobble gobble. So while we're talking about the Ghost Viper and the Walmart and the pre-orders and all that, I wanted to show a picture that I took today. This is my picture. It's not G.I. Joe, but I bet it would have been if I haven't been a little bit late. So I went into a Walmart. One of the things I had to do today for work, I mentioned I was in helping another area out, and I had to go, and I was in proximity to a Walmart that I don't get into, right? I don't get to go to this one. It's a big Walmart. It's like, I haven't been here. I have no idea if they have the big toy display or not that we've been looking at.
Yeah.
So I went in. Very, very promising. They got huge toy aisles. It's one of the Walmarts with the giant toy aisles. And they didn't have the displays. First thing I went and looked, and I'm down Main Street. I'm like, shit, they don't have it. So I'm like, well, you got to go look, right? And I looked down this toy aisle, man, and they had all kind of stuff. But the thing that got me first was they had all of the Spider-Man Gamerverse figures, which mostly only the stores with the display have been getting. But they had a bunch of those. And I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. I haven't seen these at another one that doesn't have it. And I got to looking around, and I'm like, man, where's the G.I. Joe shit? And I looked down on the bottom shelf. They had Stingers, like way out of place, randomly stuck on the shelf with no tag. I could not find that $75 tag anywhere for the Stingers. Then I get to thinking, I'm like, this may be one of those Walmarts that you see people posting online. That's one of those unicorn Walmarts that gets stuff and doesn't have a place, so they clearance it immediately. Like, this may be one of them, because this is stuff I've only seen at the display Walmarts. Get to looking around, they've got a bunch of the new Spider-Man figures, not the good ones that everybody's looking for, but they had like 30 of that Miles Morales and whatever. So
I bet they did.
Nobody buys Miles Morales. Like,
because he's Miles Morales.
Does that dude have any fans at all? So I look around, and I look way down, and I see retro cards. I'm like, oh, good, they do have Joes. And I go down there. The only Joe figures I could find were 3 retro card Stalkers.
Okay, yeah, now we're talking.
3 Stalkers.
Now we're talking, yeah.
And I'm like, well, shit. And they did have 2 tags beside those that were the $27.99, the new price G.I. Joe tags. and they were empty. They didn't have anything there at all. So I'm looking around. I'm like, all right, well, they have some stuff here. They had Bone Crusher, the Transformers, the bulldozer. I want Bone Crusher, but they had a Bone Crusher. I've never seen Bone Crusher in there. So I'm like, all right, well, they got some good stuff. Nothing that I really need right now. I'm like, I got to go find the clearance section in this Walmart. And it was on the other side of the store. It was weird, but I finally found it. Clearance section was packed full of toys. And what do I see sitting on the shelf? This right here. This just came out.
Yeah. Now $39.50 on clearance. Is that what it says? Was $65. So you know, not bad. Not bad.
So yeah, they had this Gamerverse Cap and Venom. Has not been out very long at all.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much half price. Had 3 of them. There's 3 of them sitting there. So when I saw that, like, I scoured that clearance section.
Sure.
Like, let me find a Ghost Viper for $39.
Like back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And,
looking behind stuff, see if anybody hid anything.
I did. I spent longer on the clearance aisle than I did on the toy aisle looking for them. So alas, no, they had no Joes. They did have the Wookiee bounty hunter from what was that show you like so much?
Chrysanthemum.
Yeah,
I think Black Chrysanthemum.
No, the not him, the Jedi one from your favorite show.
Oh, Kalnaka.
Yeah,
he was a bitch too. He went down so easy.
He really did. I was so disappointed in that. He was the best part of that show. And
well, they definitely
like
spent
5 minutes.
They spent definitely a good. What was it like? Out of the how many episodes was it? Like 8 episodes. They probably spent a good maybe fleshing his character out. I'd say at least maybe 3 to 4 minutes.
Being generous,
generously out of 8 episodes. Yeah, no, absolutely
generous. And I was like, oh, this dude. I was like, this dude is he's gonna be badass. He's gonna wreck some shit. And like, he just like, I think they didn't even show his death on screen. Like they killed him off screen. I think they showed her like going to him, and then it went back to him, and he was dead.
Yeah, no,
that's terrible. Terrible. It's terrible. It's my
but at least if you are a fan, you can find him at your local Walmart, possibly.
Dixon Walmart.
Dixon Walmart. Probably a bunch of them. Oh, Dixon Walmart. Yeah. Okay, not Dixon Walmart.
Probably were. A lot of them in that Walmart. So. A lot of dicks in that Walmart.
Bobby, man, talking about hiding toys. This conversation came up the other day, and I'm sure adults, are still doing it because I know a guy that still does it. Like he was hiding shit in like the bath section, the bedding section, and stuff like that. It wasn't you. I wasn't referencing you, but now that I know, but yeah, he told me straight up. He's like, yeah, man, I put stuff in behind like all the big things where they put the sheets or the comforters, and you like stick shit back in there to come back for it later.
I guess I hadn't told that story on stream yet. So Stanley Eberhard is here saying still hunting for Darklawn, Footloose, and Blowtorch. Who Blowtorch and Footloose, that whole wave. Actually, last week the Walmart that I do go to, like frequently, actually had that whole wave. They had Frag Viper.
Oh, yeah.
They had all of them. The 14 crystal balls they had were gone, so they probably got put on clearance too.
People are still seeing like multiples of those though. Like you know, walking into somewhere and seeing like 6 of them on a peg or something like that.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Bobby Wald. Yeah, talking about the hiding stuff. So
yeah,
I told on myself. So I'll tell you guys. I went in 2 weeks ago. Whenever I went and picked up this most recent issue of the G.I. Joe Energon, I went in the Target that I like, and I think I text you from that or something. But anyway, so I was looking around and looking at what all they had because they were having the sale, right? Target's having the sale, the 25% off one toy
Oh
over
yeah. Mm-hmm.
$40.
Yep.
And I also had a coupon that would stack that was another $5 off. So I went over there hoping they would have the ESU police officer. I was going to get another one or a firefighter. They had the firefighters, no police officers. They didn't have anything I wanted. So I was like, all right, well, I'll look around, I'll save it. So, you know how when Target works the stop, they'll pull stuff off, especially stuff that they're going to go put on the clearance end caps, and they'll put it on the
Yes.
like the little rolling
Yep.
carts, and
Mm-hmm.
then they'll go stock the clearance. So I was walking by and I saw one of those, and I realized um, that's what it was. It was stuff that was going to clearance, and I'm like, they've been having some good stuff on clearance lately, and there are new Joes coming out. So I'm sitting here scouring this double decker buggy gondola, whatever the hell. And I see a G.I. Joe in there. I'm like, dude, no way. And I dig it out, and I actually knocked a bunch of shit out of it. I snatched it out because I saw what it was. So I took and snatched it out and put all the stuff back in there as Law and Order. And I'm like, Law and Order. I've seen people actually seeing him on clearance at Target. And I went and scanned him, and he rang up 32.94. It was 32, whatever Target's ending cents are.
Okay.
It's like, and I'm thinking, like, do I need another Law and Order? Because I can get this thing for like whatever it was, like $22 or something with all these sale discounts. And it's like, man, it's like I'm trying to cut back on stuff. It's like I'm gonna wait and I'll see if it drops. So I went and I hit it. And I went back in there literally yesterday. No, Monday. I'm sorry, Monday.
Tell me
And
it's still there.
and I looked and it's still there.
Yes.
I dug it out and I went and I scanned it again. I'm like, please let it say like $14. And it was still 32, whatever. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna go put it back again, and I'm coming back over here next week. I'll be this way. I'll check again. If it's still here after 3 weeks, it's fate. I'm gonna have to buy it. um, so I didn't buy it. Nor did I buy this Cap and Venom 2-pack for $39.50 today.
I mean, unless you really got to have it, right? I mean, that's not a casual pickup for somebody, is it?
I don't think so, unless you're into the gamerverse or you're a huge fan of each of these characters.
Right.
So here's the thing. I was just so happy that I found one of these new items in the clearance section. I almost bought it just because of that.
I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on with that. Like it just new stuff coming out and then literally going right to clearance.
They send it to these stores that don't have a spot for it, and they're like, we don't want it clogging up the back room, especially now because the Christmas stuff is coming in. The freight's they're gonna be stocking up in the next week. You're gonna be getting in all the Black Friday stuff.
Right.
So they're getting rid of this. And I messaged Crow and I didn't hear back from him. I gave him like 5 minutes. I went and looked at something else. And then I actually put it on Instagram. I was like, is this like a good pickup or not? And a couple people answered back. I think Lawrence answered back. And so the thing was, so I saw Tony's Figs talk about this set, and he said this is probably the best Captain America that Marvel Legends has ever done.
Okay.
So that was in my head, and I want a Captain America figure, and I've been like waiting to find the Secret Wars one they just did on clearance. So because it's time. Anybody that's got that figure, Christmas is coming. Amazon will probably have it clearance down. So I was like, that figure's $25 regular price.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to spend 40 for this just to get this Cap because I don't really like that Venom. I have a Venom that I like. So It's like, so I left it there. So hopefully somebody that really likes this set will come in and find it. And rather than just somebody that's going to go put it on eBay for $50, I hope somebody that wants this
Oh,
actually
sure.
finds it there. So
I mean, if it was, if I came across it and it was a couple characters that maybe like I really dug, then it might be something for me. But a lot of times with those 2-packs, they give you somebody you really don't want.
yeah, that's
And somebody
the
that you
rub,
did.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steel Core Commander to get the Twilight Guard.
Right.
Uh, Another Sarge to get Mercer, even though
Yeah.
that Sarge is badass.
Oh yeah,
But
it just seems like everybody loves it. So I don't think anybody's really sitting there going, man, I kind of hate that I had to get this Sarge figure
yeah,
to get Mercer. But I've heard more people disappointed with Mercer than they have been with the
yeah,
Sarge figure.
that's what I was gonna say. Is that I'll let you in on a little secret.
Yeah.
Sarge is way better than Mercer.
I mean, that's what it seems like people are saying is that they really like the Sarge figure, even though they didn't want another one.
I love that Sarge figure. Sarge figure is badass. Um, see, Sabir, that's it's not my Walmart.
That's a
Like
toss up too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Walmart that I go to usually, the one that I talk about. So the one that I talk about that has had the display, that's had all the crystal balls, just had the figure Stanley was looking for. I don't even get to go in that one, but once every couple of weeks. The ones that I'm near that I can make it into weekly, they don't even carry Joe's.
No,
I've been
same.
checking. I've been checking their clearance sections, hoping they get sent some Ghost Vipers or something and put them right on clearance. But they don't even carry Joe's at most of the ones I go to.
No, the one right down the street from me is absolutely terrible. I mean, it just is, and Target's not a lot better. Um,
No, the Target
and
near you's. I don't know. That was the first one I ever found the Tiger Paw in, though.
yeah, but I mean, it's just once in a while, but for the most part, routinely, they just don't have anything, and a lot of
Yeah,
times the shelves are quite bare.
yeah,
And it's in a relatively like affluent part of Nashville.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, whatever that means, but to me, I just think that, if you thought about it all the way through and you just thought, okay, what stores would be getting the stuff? Like a store in the middle of the country, a Walmart in the middle of what we would consider even as like not middle of nowhere, but you know what I'm going with that,
yeah.
would get more stuff than a more populated area
Right.
on a regular basis. That's what I find so odd about it.
But you see people in a lot of those areas say that that it's so collector heavy. They get picked a lot of times,
I
even
mean,
if they get the stuff.
I guess. I mean, if there's people just really every day, right? Like every day rolling up there. And that's if, they put out 2 or 3, right? Stick a couple of 3 on the peg of something that people want. Then yeah, I get it. I mean, that also makes sense. But it just seems like, as many times as I've gone by that Target, one of those times you kind of luck out, right? Just law of
Yeah,
averages,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's never
Once in a while.
happened. Never happened.
And it's going to happen at Target before it's going to happen at
I
Walmart
would
for most
assume,
of us.
yes.
So,
Yeah.
so that was my little fun for today. So that hopefully somebody that really wants that 2-pack can go snag them there. But let's see. Yeah, that would make a good Sergeant Savage buck. It's the heavy duty buck, I believe. So
Yeah. Yeah.
to take that banner off of there. They didn't even really make many banners for tonight, but we don't always need them. So I was going to talk about this weekend. I went to the Titans Toy Expo here in Nashville. And I got a video out. If you guys
Yeah.
hadn't checked it out, it's there. A little walkthrough, and I actually got time to interview some people and talk to some toy makers. So this was the first time that this show has ever come to Nashville, and evidently it is a pretty good show that goes to other locations in the country, and this just happened to be the first time it came to Nashville. Matthew asked me back in probably somewhere around the end of August. He's asked me, he's like, "Are you going to the Titans Toy Expo?" And it's like, probably not because I've never heard of it. And he was like, "It's gonna be in Nashville." I'm like, "Okay."
I
So
hadn't. Yeah,
yeah,
I hadn't heard
so
of it.
as it got closer, I looked it up and I was like, okay, well, I can probably go over there. It's not very far. And I think Matthew was following it because they had some pretty hefty prizes for the photography and the customs portions of it. There were probably more entries in the customs than there were at Joe Fest at this show.
Okay. Wow.
Um, so actually in my video, if that's something you're interested in, I took a spin around the room where the photos and the customs were and tried to show everything. I mean, I was moving quick and I sped the video up a little, but you can get an idea of everything that's there. So I showed every custom in there and all of the photographs that were in the contest. It was pretty neat. So I had a good time at this show. It was pretty small. The video, I think, makes it look like it was way bigger than what it was, but it
Okay.
was also the inaugural year, is the first year. So I'm going to run through some pictures, and these are all in the video, but I just talk about them a little bit. I've got a few. So this was the giant robot, the 3D printed robot that was printed, so you can get an idea how big this thing is. There's a
No
Legends
shit.
Spider-Man. I think that's the 77 Spider-Man. I'm not sure.
He's inside
Uh,
the big Gundam,
yeah,
controlling the Gundam.
piloting this thing. So I'm 6'3", so it gives you almost
Yeah.
just a hair under 6'3", so that's how big that thing was. And I'll show you who actually made that robot because I got some more of their 3D printed stuff in there. So they had it out in the lobby. um, this was a Dio company that has a Kickstarter going for this big castle Dio. So this things look badass. They
Yeah,
look
that looks good.
injection molded stuff. And I've got close up on their info in the video. They made some really nice looking stuff. So there's an idea of the size. I do have the dumpster right there. I bought one of those dumpsters, so I meant to bring
That's
it in
cool,
here.
man. Yeah,
But
that looks great.
I've been wanting one, and they're on Etsy. I mean, I found them on Etsy, but it's like, just not something I really want to buy off of Etsy. So this dude was there. They look really good. Of course, they're 3D printed. The dumpsters were $10 for those dumpsters. Got the two lids, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like it's literally big enough I could take apart a couple figures and put in there. Um, and do something with. So I bought one, and I actually Jay from Yojo Depot was set up right beside these guys, and I text him Sunday, and he picked another one up for me that I got to get.
Nice.
So, but I want to try and graffiti one up and then have a clean one. Um, so this is the bottom of that castle floor you can see in the left over here. So this is just from the level.
Yeah.
Just the idea of the size of this dio they've got going on their Kickstarter. So zoomed out. So those are all obviously, Mythic Legions, and there's Lexion from AWOC. So that's how big this thing is that they have going.
Nice.
Um, got all of their infos in the video. The guy was really nice. I talked to him. So this is the guy that made the big Gundam out in the lobby. Is the same guy that made this thing. He's the guy that 3D printed the X-Men jet in 6-inch scale. One Oak Customs is his name. This thing, we've been seeing it on social media, so I didn't realize that he was the one that did it and he was going to have it there. It's standing next to that white Optimus Prime. I don't know
Yeah.
what universe it's from, but that Prime is like 2.5 feet tall.
Damn.
So, uh,
You can tell
so
how big, like on the video, man. You just see it when you're holding it and taking the pieces off of it, taking the top
yeah,
off. show all the
Yeah.
seats, and it's just like, God, I think it's massive. Because I know you had mentioned a Night Raven too, right?
Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
also has a Night Raven, and it was there, but it was not assembled.
Okay.
So I talked to the guy that puts the show on in the video, and I've talked to him before. He's a trip. Met him at, I think I talked to him at Toylanta. He was at Toy, or maybe Joe Fest. He was at both of them. But he actually bought this. So this one was actually going home with him. So you see
Right.
these big Pelican cases back here.
Yeah.
That's what he breaks it down and moves it in. And he had other ones that the Night Raven was in. So that guy actually had bought the Night Raven too. He bought both of them. But this thing's just freaking amazing.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Just has some different pictures, and I wanted to get some like with the scale of like the table, like
Yeah.
compared to how big the table is. Oh, it's just absolutely massive. And then this is just his table. This is some of his other stuff. I like that.
That's good. Yeah, that's
I like
pretty sweet.
that. And then he's got the Spider-Man
Spider,
buggy, yeah,
yes,
the
love it.
Wolverine driving a cartoon vamp.
Yeah, right.
Um, and then there's some other stuff like that
Mm,
Devastator, man.
yes.
I love me some Devastator. He makes some absolutely amazing prints. Um, really awesome prints and
Yeah,
pretty
that
good
looks
price
great.
for the size of them. They're pretty large. And this was the Brutal Realm table. Just kind of showing some of the stuff they've got coming up. It's not really my wheelhouse, but I do like
Mm-hmm.
it. It looks good. I like the Native American dude here. I like him. Um, but they were there. So this show just some of the independent companies, but it's some of the independent companies that you find at like like a Toylanta or Legion's Con or you know something like that. They're just not people that come to Nashville when we have our dinky little shows.
Yeah, no, I understand that totally.
It,
It's
it's a
we. I just say we've talked about it before. It's kind of
yeah,
surprised that you don't see more bigger shows come through town. Uh,
yeah.
Especially in the last like 12 years with the population explosion that we've had, and just you know a lot of the creative businesses and people that are here. It's just surprising that we don't have something that is of a larger scale.
I really hope that this show did well enough that they're able to bring it back and expand it next year because there were some pretty like well-known bigger name people and creators here. As you can see, I got to meet Articulated Ninja was there. Had no idea Ninja was going to be there. um Absolutely cool as hell. I've never met him before because, again, there's just people that don't really come here for things.
Mm-hmm.
So I was excited to meet him. I got to talk to Ninja actually at length. Ninja was cool, man. He was sitting down. I passed him a bunch of times in the hall, and he actually was sitting in the floor, just talking like Indian style, talking to a couple that I guess probably subscribers of his, but I had seen these people at another booth and talked to them briefly. And I walked by and he was just sitting in the floor, just hanging out with them, just shooting the shit. So I got to talk to him quite a bit. So I had a good time talking to Ninja. And of course, the ladies were there with him, hanging out. So I had to make sure that I pulled the Keanu Reeves. Like, always make sure your hands are somewhere. Like,
Yeah,
uh,
right.
you got to hang out with them. He's actually not been wearing it a lot at some of the stuff that he's gone to, from what I've seen. Um, Stanley, but so Ninja was cool, man. Got to meet our boy from Figure Fight Club was there. Didn't know he was going to be there. Got to talk to him. Got to talk to Abby for a few minutes. Didn't get to talk to him long. Just get a picture and say what's up. And I think he did a video too, and I think I'm in it going, "Hey, what's up?" I hadn't started filming yet, blah blah. But yeah, Abby was pretty cool. He was there. Got to meet D Amazing. Didn't I? Now I knew he was going to be there, but he was really fun to talk to. Didn't talk to him long, but he had a lot of people coming by to talk to him and say hi to him. And of course, I had Scrap Iron with me, so that is my pose from D Amazing. He posed my Scrap Iron for me. He's like, "Oh, what you got, Scrap Iron?" And he's like, "Here you go."
Scrap Iron, sexy, playful, wistful, like laying on the grass on a sunny spring day pose.
It's his centerfold pose there. And then I actually found this right here. I was walking around looking at some other booths with Jay, and I mentioned still, this is like one of my grails is finding a mint on card, Scrap Iron.
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, well, they got one over there." And it's like, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah, it's only like $1,100. I said, "What?"
Oh,
he said, "Yeah, it's graded. It's acrylic and graded, and I think he said it was a 85 or something, like a 85 or a 90." So like, yeah, I'll be getting one that's got some nicks in the card whenever I find one.
Yeah.
But they did have it here. You remember we looked at Joe Fest. I was trying to find them at Joe Fest. And I don't think I'd have been able to swing one at Joe Fest either. Not graded, but
I mean, they're just, some of those ones, man, it's just amazing when you look at the prices of them, and you're just like $800, $900, even when they're like 450, 400. Yeah. I'm just like, holy crap.
The mint on card Joes that I saw there, the vintage stuff, did seem a little high, but I guess it also depends on who's got it. There were some reasonable ones, but anything once you get below like 86 on the vintage stuff, it really seems like it stays up there. 80 yeah, 80, 84 and 85. There were so many good characters.
Right.
So I bought this book. No, I could not pass this book up. I actually sent this picture to Matthew. It's an anthology. Actually got it. Actually brought it in here. It's right here. Hadn't had time to start reading it yet. So it's an anthology of stories, and the author that was there, that's him right there, Daniel Partouche. He has a story in this book, and he's like, "Well, here, take a bookmark." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can always use a bookmark." And then this book caught my eye, and he said, "It's all the stories in it are pretty much faithful to the title of the book." I said, "How much is that book?" How much is that book? So you got Redneck Cthulhu with a fried chicken and a can of beer,
a cold beer.
So I'm looking forward to being able to start on this book. Actually, I sent it to Matthew when I got home. This picture. Then I got to meet this guy. He was there. He was going to actually talk to this guy. Was one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and go. Got to meet Bobby Valla. He was there. That also surprised me. One of the vendors that was going to be at this, because I don't think Bobby comes like to the Southeast very much, but apparently this convention, when they have this one, I think he always goes to it, if I'm not mistaken. So he was there, had a bunch of the new Valaverse stuff. This was the first time that Series 6 that just come out have been available to buy. He brought them to Nashville, and cool. had them all there. And I actually bought, still haven't opened it, but I bought the Sidewinder De Los Muertos exclusive. That was that was the first thing I did when I got there was I went and said hi to Jay, and I went over there and I picked it up because I love Dia de los Muertos stuff. So I got to talk to him in the video too, a little spiel about what all he brought to the show. But my favorite thing was I went back and I asked him to do this, and the look he gave me and said, "Why?" So I asked him if he would mind holding a Hasbro figure. And he looked at me and said, "Why?" And I said, "Because scrap iron's my pocket figure, and I always try to get pictures of people with scrap iron." So he was like, "Okay." I was like, "It's just for me. Like, there's nothing nefarious. I just I get pictures of people holding my scrap iron figure." So he's like, "All right." So he grabbed him, and then he looked over, and he had one of his figures, and I was like, "You can make him look like he's beating scrap iron up. I don't care." So he took the picture for me. So I thought that was pretty cool. He was a good sport. So people talk about Bobby, but he was nice when I talked to him. So I don't really have anything negative to say. He said some things that I don't like in the past, but I'm sure I've said some things that other people don't like too. So
I've never done that.
not at all, right?
Not once.
Um, So that was my day. Again, got my video out if anybody is interested in it. If you have not seen it, um, it is on the channel. So that was a good show. I hope that it comes back to Nashville.
It's interesting you mentioned how, like, I guess how small it was, because in the video, and of course I guess that's just kind of the magic of it, right? Like, you're focused on taking what you're taking, and you're not taking video of empty space. So, it looks like there's a lot, or maybe it's bigger than maybe what it is. I mean, I wonder how well, that the vendors would do over the course of the weekend, right? As far as coming back, and
Yeah,
is it worth it for the trip? And, coming to Nashville ain't cheap, man. And if you're trying to
not
find a
anymore.
hotel to stay or something like that, man, it's out of this world. I mean, it's really is. It's expensive. And so, yeah, like, to make up that cost of that trip, it's got to be worth it to you, to come here.
And I didn't feel like it was super busy when I was there. It was
Mm-hmm.
just busy enough, but you
Mm-hmm.
look at the video, it's busy, but you can walk, you can talk to people. That's how I was able to talk to all the people I did was because they had a little break.
Yeah.
But it was a weird weekend in Nashville because you got Vanderbilt, which is on fire, that were playing that day, and people were having parties and tailgating. It
Yep.
was the Saturday before Halloween, so and it was a nice day. So you had all kind of fall festivals and trunk or treats and
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah. There was a lot going on.
that
Flea
day.
market was happening that
Yeah,
last weekend as well. Yeah,
yep,
there's a festival in Franklin, and yeah,
yep.
there's quite a bit
Harvest
going on.
festival.
Yeah.
So I think that is kind of what pulled away from it, from the attendance a little bit. But either way, I just hope everybody did well enough that they come back because I love having something like that here. Like
Yeah.
I mean, took me like 30 minutes to get there, from my house. So I absolutely loved it. I'm gonna play a video clip real quick, and we're gonna talk about the renders and the reveals that we saw over the weekend from MCM. We hadn't talked about them yet. We'll just give our
No.
thoughts. So I'm gonna play a video here that is what inspired me to go with this costume tonight. It's a couple minutes long. Some of you guys might have seen it, but in case you haven't, I'm gonna play this and just see what you think because it happened about 4 o'clock in the morning my time, so Saturday morning. See what you guys think if you haven't seen this yet. I don't think I'll get copyright claimed over this.
I
If I
would
do,
no, I wouldn't
I've I,
imagine that you will.
I've got to do some reassessing if I get copyright claims. So
Yeah, I don't think that you would.
Show us the next slide.
Jesus.
Oh, this is so either. Is this a toy collector or a serial killer?
I don't know.
Darren?
It looks like he has a Frankenstein fucking prong sticking out his neck. So I think it's the background.
It does look that way, doesn't it? It looks like 3-star droll, maybe a little bit.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm going serial killer. There's something about that look, like he just looked into the camera, and this is right before he gets caught.
All right. What do you got, Adam?
I'm going collector.
Would you like to know? I think I should say before we get ourselves into too much trouble, that is actually, in fact, Darren 3-star draw.
Yes! That's what
Lawrence
I'm
has
right.
just called Lawrence has just called him a serial killer. Apologies, 3-star. Yeah, that's.
I mean, look at him, dude. Like that. That's a serial killer all over him.
Okay. I'm sorry, Darren. Not my fault.
It's totally your fault. What do you mean it's not your? This whole thing is your fault.
I didn't say it. I promise I didn't say it.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. Yep, that's
So,
good.
So thank you to Adam and Aaron and Lawrence for giving me some inspiration for this costume tonight. And,
Man. God, when was that picture?
that had to have been sometime. I know it was after 2012 because that was when I had the injury with my lip and I had all the surgeries.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's somewhere around
Wow.
2014. I honestly think I took that picture before I went to a funeral, but I don't remember whose. So
Hence the look on your face, maybe?
yeah, so I know the shirt that I
It's
had
like,
on. I know exactly which shirt I was wearing.
I'm going to take this picture myself before a funeral and post it on Facebook.
And I thought I don't remember what the context of the post was, but I actually thought it was a good picture, so I posted it.
Yep.
I thought maybe the lip might have given it away, but
Right.
nobody's really seen me with
said-
shave that, you know.
You
like
said it
that.
was 4 a.m, though.
Yeah, it was like 4 in the morning our time
So
when they did that segment.
For Larry Neck, it might have been like, a little tired, right? You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I mean? Not seeing straight, it's kind of
Yeah.
like, I can't really tell, who this is, kind of worn out. I know for me, obviously, it's like, oh, I know who that is. But for people that, haven't seen a lot of photos of you or like, somebody, you haven't looked at somebody's Facebook stuff from years past, yeah, I could totally see where it's like, I don't know, who the hell is this?
No.
Facial
he-
hair, different.
So he actually he had one of Lawrence with hair, not his long hair when it was long, but
Yeah.
with hair. And then he actually had dug back and he found one of Ed of Action Figs
Oh, wow.
way back when he was in the army with a mohawk
Wow.
and looked just like De Niro in Taxi Driver. But that was
That's cool.
that was a good bit. Everybody should go back and
Yeah,
watch that.
that's pretty good just from that.
Yeah, it's in the I think the second to last of the streams because there were 4 or 5 parts. But that was fun. So I just wanted to show that off. So let's talk about these Joes that we saw before we start reading stories. We're going to go through these kind of quick because I do want to make sure we get all our stories in. Give us time to go get a little breaky break. So I'm gonna start with probably the banger of the day, so I didn't put them in any particular order. So what do you think about Zap, man? I'm pretty happy with Zap.
Yeah, they've done good so far on all these guys, right? And
Oh yeah, they did. They had one of that's right. They had one of Matthew, and
Wow.
I'm not even going to describe the one of Matthew. That's right. They did have one of you, a very very good picture of you back from your sensei days. That's right. Um,
Yeah, no, they've done well with all of these, right? I mean, I can't think of any of those original, you know, characters that they're starting to, finally get to that haven't looked good.
yeah,
Um,
all of
I mean,
the OGs and the retros have.
and I mean, I don't know what I know there. I think I heard some talk about, about the actual bazooka or whatever what is it?
Yeah,
RPG? I don't know. Like I'm not a guns expert either. I mean, it's a rocket launcher. That's what
right.
I call it. There was some talk about it as far as like, does anybody else have that? Like,
No, that's new.
right, and
That's
that's what
new
it.
tooling.
Mhm.
So
That's what it seemed like. So, yeah, no, I mean, I'm totally cool. I guess the only thing, but it wasn't on those like original where like I guess somebody if they wanted like a helmet strap, like dangling even, or
yeah,
something, maybe that you'd add if you're saying, hey, kind of a fresh update. But to seeing that this is a retro card, then really, the helmet's spot on. I mean, it and actually this card art looks pretty good, right?
yeah, yeah,
Like this actually looks pretty good. I heard some people talking about the picture being off center or whatever, and I guess if the bazooka was kind of hidden by the actual
yeah. It
bubble
doesn't
or
need to be for this.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it does look a little weird. There is a little bit of extra space to move it to the right
yeah,
some.
right here.
Like
Yeah,
yeah, that's a decent amount of real estate that you could if you needed to. Um, but overall, this looks just package and everything, and figure. I'm totally down.
I'm
And
glad they got the message about the AI card art, or at least used better AI.
yeah, yeah. It just that Flint just really got the short end of the stick twice, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And but
What?
Jay Astro says the right hand looks sketchy. Yeah, I don't.
Nah, looks all right.
I don't know
He's
what.
got the correct amount of fingers.
Well, thank God, right? I
All right.
wonder.
What,
Yeah,
Matthew?
what?
What does that say? Does that say sensei? I, Baxter, I don't speak Spanish.
I think it says something like, "I don't eat while I'm streaming." I think that's what
Yeah.
all that says.
Swords on the left.
That is what that says. Yes, they managed the launcher extension action for Zap, but not on the LAW for Footloose.
They were
Okay.
saving it for Zap.
Yep.
Footloose should have had it on that law, because the law actually does have the extension like that.
Yep. Yep.
Whatever, they've got the engineering figured out now. So, and
Yeah.
Jay Astro said, I saw the pegs. I thought they gave him flip off hands. It does kind of look like it, doesn't it? And I like that they actually did give him a hand that looks like, it will go around this thing, because it's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. It says his right hand looks scary.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning there a minute ago. Said the right hand looked a little bit. I mean,
It looks fine to me.
I don't see like a trigger guard or something, maybe, right? But well, yeah, it's there. I guess it is. No, it's not there. His
Yeah,
belt
it's his
buckle
buckle,
is silver, So that would be the only. But I mean, if that's where we're going at this point, right, where we're really digging into that, then I'm okay.
Yeah, if that's the only nitpick with
Right.
the card art, I can live with that. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
And yes, it does say sensei, and that is how you say sword on the left.
I knew it.
Looks like it's got a 77 at the end of it.
I knew that's what that said.
It's left. The pi is left in Japanese.
I was looking at that hardcore too. I'm like, does that look like the Karate Kid practicing his chop? Like,
how do you even get Japanese typing on the screen?
Copy paste.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, how do you even do that?
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Zap here. So I'm down for Zap. I like Zap.
Yeah,
man.
no
So
doubt.
I'm glad because he's one that I was wondering. Zap and Short Fuse are the ones that I was like, what are they going to do with those guys? You know, how are they going to bring them in? So I'm pretty excited for Zap. I always liked him. I like what Lawrence has said. Lawrence has said they should have just went ahead and broken his thumb off from the factory. So just because everybody broke their Zap trying to get him to hold the bazooka.
Several guys, right? I mean, just, you know, the nature of those figures back then of you trying to cram the stock on the inside of the arm.
I think my Zap's hand broke. Did you have any of those where the hand broke? Like here?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. I know my Stalker is that way, but I'm pretty sure Zap is too.
I can't remember who, but for sure, yes, they're definitely have a few of those guys. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jay's
throw them away
I
anyway.
give a shit. I throw them box away anyway. Fuck that card art.
Pi is sword. That symbol is left. And I use the Alt keyboards.
Okay, yeah, I would just copy and paste that shit. But that's I'd have that shit on standby, like on a notepad or something saved.
Yeah. He's got a book close by. Liquid says so they have a numbered mainline Zap in the works, obviously. Possibly classified up Zap. I'd be good. I had to see it, but because this is my perfect Zap, so I would have to see that one. Got Triple D's Dungeons in the house. Dave, who changed his name back to normal. So
yeah, he's been flipping, flopping for depending on the occasion, right?
Yeah, Dave the Dolly Destroyer or something last weekend. So, Joe fans in the house. What's up, man? So there's a file card for him, and then what passes for a file card anyway.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of pictures of Zap. So let's talk about Crazy Legs. Who's excited for retro card Crazy Legs? Let's just look. Don't even look at the top right now. We're gonna talk about it, but who's excited for Crazy Legs? Are there any Crazy Legs fans out there? Because I'm not.
I don't care. He didn't ever do it for me like Airborne or Ripcord. So, you know, I know for me, I'm not clamoring for this guy. No.
I like the Night Force one. I'm good. Yeah, I really like the Night Force one. So I'll probably be passing on retro Crazy Legs. I know Joe fan here says he likes him. Dave says I'll get him, but not a big fan. I like what he is, like what he does. I just never really cared much for him. At least they're giving him the SMG though. Again, that SMG's badass.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. So I mean, I'm definitely good. I'm definitely good with that. But I mean, overall, no, it's not. I don't. If he wasn't coming, right, like I wouldn't be going, man, where's Crazy Legs? You know, like it's not, no one would never, those words would not be coming out of my mouth. I know that.
Liquid says those buckles needed paint badly. It's on the art. Why did they cheap out?
So I wondered about that on I mean, Yeah. It definitely maybe would have helped that pop a bit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
For sure.
Look, I mean, it looks okay. It's a nice update, but I'm fine with the Night Force one. So I probably skip him. Now, the damn Screaming Head. Why in the world? If they want to give them Screaming Heads, fine, but
Now,
they
see,
need to give
that's
them
that
a
bullshit.
regular. Yeah, it's. I get it. It's on the card art, but give us a regular head. They have the head. Lawrence said it last night. They already have
Yeah.
the head.
Yeah, no, that's that bullshit, right? Like
They gave us old man Stalker head twice. Give us the same the good head for Crazy
Yes.
Legs.
Yeah. No, I'm again, you know, you hit it with one card art and then you turn around and then you get this. This shit reminds me of that like 90s card art when it started looking real fucking goofy.
Yeah,
the faces started looking
bad.
goofy. The poses started looking real weird, where they were like in these hunched over, like weird thing looking shits.
They gave them all them big ass spring loaded rocket launchers, so they were all hunched
dumb
over.
shit. Joe fan, I'm showing off my natural hair color. Can't you see? I just felt like it was time to show everyone my beautiful locks. So no fedora tonight.
This is his Lady J cosplay.
Yeah. Can't even do a raspy voice.
Oh shit. Looking forward to sci-fi. Stu fan is in there. Stu for lunch. We got Joe fan and Stu for lunch, so that equals Stu fan. Stu for lunch
Stu
in the
fan.
house.
Hell yeah.
The good old ghouls. That's right. Just the good old ghoul. Always causing some harm. Yes, happy October 29th.
Where in the living hell? Okay, come on, go. Man, I'm struggling here trying to just get YouTube back up. This thing is acting weird on my monitor for some reason.
Well, there's everything that he comes with.
Not much.
I mean, fine.
I mean, really,
Yeah, okay.
it's not much. It's pretty meager in my opinion.
This is a colored version of the one we got minus the head. So I like the other one. So all right, so there's that guy. So female Crimson Guard, yay or nay?
That's fine. I mean, you got the Valkyries, you got, you know, I wish they'd have given like a head sculpt without the helmet and the, you know, the mask and everything.
Yeah, good, nice female unmasked female head sculpt.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Just because of, like, you know, whether it's the cartoon, it'd be like if we got a Night Raven pilot, the one chick who, you know, like rips off
Raven
her patch,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, that would be cool, right? To have that with the uniform, you know, I more so than the male figures. If you were going to do female figures, in particular for Cobra, then I would rather have an extra head sculpt that is like a female head sculpt without
no mask,
the mask or helmet or whatever you're going to do there. Just because I think just from that ability to have that from the cartoon in particular, I just think would be really cool. Just a female body with the, you know, the color, I mean, it's fine, you know, whatever. I mean, people are going to get them, you know, it's fine. But I would have liked that also. I just think that would have been a really nice touch.
I do too. I agree with you. I like this figure. I like the female figures. I like the female Cobra Troopers. But I agree. I wish we got an unmasked head, and I wish they had have gone with the black mask on this instead of the silver.
Yeah.
I like the black mask better.
I do too. Oh no.
He's right, isn't he?
Damn it!
So that left hand has 6 fingers.
I mean, where is like Q&A? Like, where's
Right.
where's your quality control? You know, your QC. Where's your uh, um, proof people like to look at this and go, yeah, we need to kind of tighten that up. Can you refine the prompt? Like,
Yeah, one less finger on the left hand.
I mean, it just
The right one's fine. It looks good, but
damn
over
it.
here she
It
got a
look
little
it,
nub. She got a
it's a
little nubby
little
finger.
the pink, it's like the pinky, right?
Yeah,
And
it's the it's
it's a
like a
little,
vestigial pinky.
so you have like the really small like index finger, which is fine, but then the pinky finger, yeah, it's I don't understand. So she has a really long pinky, like a really, really long pinky,
And a really
and then a little
long
nub beside it, like a growth, and then a real small index finger. But I can say, okay, it's bent, it's holding on right. Um, I just, I mean, how does this shit pass? Oh no, like how does it
uh,
pass? I don't get it.
I don't know how they do it at Crimson Guard headquarters, but if she's got a girlfriend, man,
Oh
she's
yeah,
happy.
sure, sure. Oh, you know how they do it at Crimson Guard headquarters.
Right after we got through saying at least they ditched the AI, they didn't ditch the AI. Damn it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. I definitely never would think they would ditch the AI. I think they would just
Refine it.
make sure before they decide to go to print, um, that would be tightened up. That's not a huge ask, right?
No, I don't think so.
It's your image file that you're using to go to print. Like,
Yeah.
you just make sure that image file is cleaned up. You go over it like with a fine tooth comb. You look at it up close. You just, you don't just give it a once over and go. I mean, that's fucking weird.
I don't
Like,
know
I don't
why.
understand.
After they literally come up with this campaign for the Flint thing, and then they turn around and release another card art that, granted, looks better but has one extra finger.
Yeah, it's just strange. I don't understand. I mean, it's, and it doesn't need, like, I don't know how many people these kind of products go through before they're totally like, okay, we're
Approved.
good to go, right?
Yep.
Maybe it's like
Send
4 or
it.
5 different departments. Maybe it's, but all it takes is one person, just one person, like really, just one person.
Maybe it's a majority committee and everybody else is like, we don't care. They're opening it. It's a toy.
It could be.
They fired everybody that would make up a committee. You're right. It is one person.
Well, actually, probably yes.
Yeah. Probably
So, but that's all you need is one person.
That's right. Menjoza's in the house. What's up, Menjoza?
Hey, buddy.
Right. So the figure looks good. I plan to get this one.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll buy this dude right here. So this is one I think most of us, when we've done our lists of what do we want to see and what do we predict is going to be one of the next announcements. I know last time me and Crow did that, this was one of the figures that he expected. I'm not surprised by this at all, and I can't wait to see what they do with Hydro Viper.
He'll look cool. You know they'll do this one up and make him look really cool.
So my fear with this figure is they're going to make it a deluxe, and it doesn't need to be a deluxe because he comes with the Stingray. They did it with Desert Scorpion.
How big is the Stingray?
That's just it. I mean, the
Right.
the old Desert Scorpion, the Scorpion was big, clearly to make it viable to play. I don't remember the Stingray being really, really huge, but again, it had to be big enough to make it able to play with it. So I'm afraid they're going to make this a figure and pet, and it does not need to be.
If you look at it relative to the size of the figure, like there, okay,
It's pretty
with
big.
that scale, it's pretty big, right? So if they were going to try to maintain that, then they would probably make it pretty big. And then, yeah, we start getting into that territory.
So what if this is the harness?
I mean, it's
That
going to be what are you talking about, the on the harness as far as
the mystery piece that they've showed that everybody's been like the collar handle. What if it's
yeah.
this?
It's possible, but it
Matthew,
doesn't make any sense.
no, but yeah, I mean it's G.I. Joe. Matthew might have shot that theory down though. Regular figure with a ray like shipwreck. So
Yeah, well, and yeah, I was gonna say, and either way though, like that big harness thing though doesn't make any sense because it doesn't, not for a stingray.
you can go around this big catfish looking some bitch right here.
No, no. But
Bottom feeding.
won't this be? I mean, this is gonna be a new mold, right?
I would think so. I mean, at least most
Right.
of it.
I would
The
assume.
hands will be.
Right, and then I would assume the uniform, right? I mean, I can't think of what they would reuse for that.
Might be able to get away with Crocmaster's vest.
With the
Maybe.
circle on it. Doesn't it have that
maybe
circle
not.
Cobra
Yeah,
logo?
Cobra, maybe not.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe this is a new look. That's what all those repaints pay for.
That's right.
That they pay for the new molds. I mean, that's all those repaints, all those troop builders everybody buys, all that shit. That's what pays for new molds, right? So, you get one or two every once in a while, as long as everybody's buying enough of the various sub team colors and shit.
All right. Steve says, does Hydro Viper have
Shit,
5
that
digits
motherfucker
at
might
least?
have 8 on each
Yeah.
hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They might
We
make him a
haven't-
mutant motherfucker.
We haven't seen the render yet. So
Right. And I mean, they
yeah.
could go that direction. They could decide to take it in a direction that's closer to the, you know what I mean? Like they might kind of go Energon thing with this guy. Who knows?
Dave says it'll be a regular diver with an overlay. It better not be. It better not be. I'd be so pissed.
Damn.
So everybody's looking forward to him, but what about this one? So this announcement was the star of the show for me. You know how people say as soon as we get this figure or that figure, I'd be fine if I quit buying most of them and quit collecting the line.
Yeah.
Not saying that's what I'm gonna do, but this one is that figure for me, is Xania.
Yeah, I don't have any attachment to this figure personally, and I didn't
Right.
read the comic she was in. So for me, like, it doesn't matter if they make her look cool, fine. But I don't have any personal, like, gotta have her, love this chick, nothing like that. I just don't have anything really, honestly. But if they make her look cool, she comes with some cool shit, then sure, But I know a lot of people love this character. Just like the Don Moreno character, I guess. A lot of people love that character. But I just have none. There's literally nothing for me in that respect. But if they make her look cool, then cool.
I think they will. I think they'll be able to nail this figure. But this is one of my most wanted. Like, if we had to do a 5 most wanted right now out of everything in all of G.I. Joe lore, I don't know where she'd be, but she'd be in that top 5 for me. I really dig this character. I was reading the Image comic, so I'm really actually had the last year at Joe Fest in 24 when I had Josh sign the card art because he created her, and I bought that card back and had him sign it. So really looking forward to this one. This is a definite must buy for me. Really looking forward to Xania. Let's see. Full Force confirmed Ray is included with Hydro. Unsure figure deluxe or fig and pet. Man, I hope not. So yeah, me too, Matthew. Me too. I'm going to go take me a break real quick, and
Go get you
we're
a
gonna
Kit
get
Kat
in.
bar.
Where I got a whole sack full of candy corn right here.
We had bushwhackers at work. We're putting candy in.
They putting bushwhackers.
Yeah, we're topping them off with like crushed up Kit Kat, crushed up Heath Bar, or crushed up Reese's on the top of the bushwhacker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going through tomorrow. We've been doing that at work. And
Bushwhackers, also known as flesh cannon.
it's true. Yeah, just like a fleshlight.
That's right. Well, similar, real similar. I'm going to go grab me some coffee, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute my mic, and I'm gonna kill my cam, and I'm gonna play that other commercial real quick. And when it goes off, you will be the man for a few minutes.
No.
I'll be back in just a few minutes. I do want to remind everybody that in just over a week, this will be coming up. I hope everybody is excited for it, and hope everybody will be there for the premiere. So let me mute myself and play this, and Pop Blender will be right back.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's Cobra News Now, with Cobra's social media coordinator, Tuco Viper.
I guess I can take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about the documentary that I've been putting together over the last year. So over the last year, I've been traveling all over the place, all over the globe, getting to meet not only some of the best YouTube content creators, but also some other fine folks that have always supported Cobra News Now. My time with these folks has been well documented, and we're putting it together in one big video to show everything off. This has been over a year in the making, and once this final check from Extensive Enterprises clears, we'll have this thing finished up and ready to premiere over on our sister network, the 3-Star Draw channel. That's Draw with an L. Looks like we will finally be able to show this video to everyone on Friday, November 7th at 8 p.m. Central. I cannot wait to see you all there to see what I've been up to in the last year and a half. Just don't tell Cobra Commander that I was on the beach and at the casino and at toy conventions and at whiskey places. Matter of fact, let's just wait till the video comes out.
Cobra News Now will return after these messages.
I did not know secretly that Morgan Freeman was Tuco Viper. That should be the story, folks. That should be the news, the top news. Morgan Freeman, secretly Cobra agent, Tuco Viper. I need to do a Geraldo Rivera report. As a matter of fact, this kind of looks like a Geraldo Rivera wig, but it is in fact my real hair. It is in fact my real hair, and you guys just should know that. But yeah, let's see. Who's it? Hector Ramirez. We need a Hector Ramirez report on Morgan Freeman as Tuco Viper. We need an unmasking, if you will, like Kiss in the early 80s, or Spider-Man, or the G.I. Joe cover, the unmasking G.I. Joe comic cover. That's what we need. I want to find out whether or not that's Morgan underneath that helmet. I doubt 3-Star knows. He should, but I doubt it. The identity's been kept a secret. A baldy comb over? Wow. If he had hair, if Baldy Locks had hair, is this what it would look like? I could totally, I mean, I'm sure he's jealous if he's watching this, and if he's not, he should comment if he is. I'm sure he's jealous of my locks right now, and how could you not be? I don't know that I've seen the video yet. Trip D. Let's see. Yeah, that's what we need to get to the bottom of, is whether or not Morgan Freeman is Tuco Viper. Because it sounds an awful lot. Sounds an awful lot like Mr. Freeman.
That's a compliment.
I'm gonna get Hector Ramirez on this, and see if he can't get to the bottom of it.
Okay, we must got to holler at Shane then. Get Hector on that.
Shit. Fascinating. I love it though. I'm like, all of a sudden I'm sitting there and I'm listening. Of course, I've heard the voice right through all the news breaks and everything, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute, hang on a second. That I don't know who he's channeling during those news breaks, but it damn sure sounds like Morgan Freeman.
Well, I'm going to take that as a compliment. If it sounds like Morgan
Right?
Freeman, this is Tuco Viper.
Would you please narrate this DVD about the planet Earth in high def, in 4K?
Earth, the blue planet.
Would you please do this audiobook about the history of the locomotive?
Oh, shit.
I'm sure he's got one contract after another just stacked up in his emails.
Yep.
It's like, all right, what audio book are we doing this week?
Yeah,
Like,
he's just like,
shit.
he just picks it from a list. Like, today I'm going to tell you about the subterranean earthworm.
Oh my God! I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go take a leak real fast. I shall be right back.
All right. Now we know, and knowing's half the battle. So Dave says I actually have the CDs of Morgan Freeman reading the entire Bible. All right, Dan. Let's see. Hold on. Where?
All right, Dan.
I guess if you're going to have somebody read it to you, I guess Morgan Freeman would be the one that you would want to do it. That dude, I think he's like, I think he's like Steven Seagal and like Bruce Willis was right there when he was still acting. Is you just put him in front of it and he'll read it. When you just put a script in front of those guys and they just would do it. You think you do? Okay. All right. So that was the reveals. I mean, we've all been revealed and revealed to death and heard about the stuff from MCM last weekend. So we knew they'd be revealing something, right? So we knew there'd be one other, there'd be some more coming. And then we have one other con. When is that? Was it Milan? When is that? Or somewhere in Italy? When is that one? Does anybody know when that one is? I'm guessing it's probably 2 or 3 weeks out. And I think I heard that the pre-orders for those that we just saw are going to be next Tuesday. Is that right? Somebody don't take that as the gospel. But I think I heard those were going to be next Tuesday. If you guys know, let's see, Morgan Freeman or James Earl Jones. Could you make the Bible, but in Darth Vader's voice, like as Darth Vader? What if it had the breathing behind it? And on the 7th day, God rested. The Flazzoli Toy Con, is that what it's called? Do they have the breadsticks? Breadstick exclusive. It's the new Food Fighters figures. They actually had some cool food figure sculpts at that show that I went to. There was a category for best original sculpt, and there's some new. They're not the actual food fighters, but it's kind of based on that concept. So those were actually pretty neat to see. Yeah, Darth Vader reads the Bible. You know, they probably have his voice, right? I wonder if he like signed a deal that they could sample his voice or AI his voice or whatever, like James Earl Jones. I wonder if he had anything set up like that where he could where they can make new Darth Vader content. I wondered about that toward the end. I'm like, what are they going to do when he's gone? What are they going to do for Vader? Because they're not through digging in that mine with Vader. They can't. So what we're going to do next is the star attraction for what we're doing tonight. These are going to be our Halloween stories that we've written, and I ain't gonna lie, like it's hard to write these. I mentioned that we were trying to do them like file cards. It's impossible to write something and get all the funny and creepy stuff in that we wanted to say in the size of a file card. So all of mine turned into pretty short stories. So that's just how they wound up. So I hope you guys enjoy them when we get into them. There he is.
Man.
Oh, Ringo brought the hat.
Yep. Yeah, I had to go do a quick dye job, and
did it make it all fall out?
Pretty much. At least on the crown, anyway.
Right.
So about the Darth Vader thing, they like sign an agreement with him or his family or whatever for them to put it into the re-speech program, so they used it. They did that re-speech program for the Kenobi show.
Okay.
So if you listen to the actual, that's what's weird about it. So, he was like a talented, like stage kind of person.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so when you listen to him do Vader, there's a lot of different tonal changes in the way that he speaks. And in that re-speech program, it sounds like a computer-generated speech program. He doesn't speak the way that James Earl Jones
the inflections
spoke.
And
right, because he goes up and down, and he's a lot of gravitas, and that's not in that Kenobi show. Like when he speaks, it's very
flat.
But they used like his voice as like the model, the model for it. So yeah, they're not done mining that for sure. They're gonna have to dip into that because it's either evident people don't care for anything new or different, right? Or they just gonna have to keep using the Skywalker story. I don't know. I don't know. John Facenda, just one of the all-time great voices from the NFL film stuff. But hands down. Hands down.
Can't go wrong with that at all.
The autumn wind is a radar. I love that stuff, man. I love watching those old NFL films, man. That shit is awesome.
So do you want to kick off our spooky Halloween stories, or would you like me to?
I gotta pull up.
And I'm gonna have to move my tab over in front of me, so it's gonna get real bright because I got to move my Google Docs over here beside StreamYard so I can read, because I cannot read it on this other monitor. These dry ass contacts in, so I'm gonna have to put it in. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put it in front of me when I read. So
let's see.
Other than one, actually, there's one that I've got to do over there on the other tab. So you let me know how you would like to.
Yeah,
what order you'd like to go in, and
I can. It's so stupid. If anybody knows what happened last year, it's goofy, like off the rails goofy. Because on one hand, when we've talked about it, you'll be like, yeah, we got to get those file cards written. But then on the other hand, like, I'm not thinking of it like a file card.
No.
I'm thinking of it like just a campfire story, right?
That's what they are. They're campfire stories.
Right.
Better way to put it.
But I think one of them kind of is like a file card if I think of it, kind of, sort of, but it's a really long file card. But these are pretty, honestly, quick reads. When you type them out, it seems like it's a lot.
Yeah.
But in fact, like once you go through it, it's maybe 6 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. Which, I guess on a stream can seem like a lifetime, but that's if you're like watching a video.
Yeah. Just close your eyes and listen, maybe.
Right.
It'll go by fast.
I don't have as many voices for this one as I did last year, though. That was kind of part of the fun. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I'm not going to name who it is until probably the end, or some of them, maybe it happens in the beginning. Maybe you'll recognize their real name and not their code name. All right, here we go. we need like a fireplace effect. Does StreamYard have like a fake fireplace effect?
If or a campfire, if I'd have thought of it,
right,
I would have found one and put it in here. I know where I could get the effect and get the audio,
right.
But no, man, I wish I'd have thought of it before now.
Okay, all right. Anyway, all right, it's time. It's time for the Halloween G.I. Joe story time. All right. In Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, there's a legend that has only grown with time. A young man with a penchant for breakfast foods became a maniacal maniac of magnanimous macabre. James Barney was a quiet boy, enjoying all the thrills growing up in Wisconsin that would provide. But there was one insatiable thrill that he couldn't get enough of. 2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 eggs cooked to order, 2 strips of bacon, and 2 sausage links served up on a shiny white plate. James's mother was the only one who understood her son's crazed desire for such early morning delicacy. She did what she could, slaving over a microwave oven and a toaster. She gave what she could till her dying day. Microwave bacon, pre-cooked sausage, frozen pancakes, and organic free-range eggs cooked on a seasoned cast-iron skillet were her specialty. And for her son James, she would make breakfast every day until she couldn't. One day, James awoke and noticed something strange. There was no magical aroma of bacon, no scintillating sausage smell, no milk of butter to be had, and worst of all, no free-range eggs could be heard popping in the skillet. As James made his way down the stairs and into the kitchen, it was there he found his mother, slumped over the counter, fork in hand, and the end of said fork inside the toaster. You see, his mother had made a grave mistake. She dropped her ring in the toaster and tried to get it out with a metal fork. Pancakes still in the toaster, but sadly uncooked. The metal fork electrocuted James' mother in a freak accident that shocked the town of Chippewa Falls. Instead of crying, James went into a full rage. He grabbed the laser-guided rocket launcher his father left him after he served in the war. James took his huffy bicycle and pedaled as fast as he could toward a place he knew could satisfy his hunger. His rage, which many thought was brought on by his mother's death, was in fact a culmination of his lack of eating a balanced breakfast that morning. James rounded the corner of Main Street, coasted down the hill, and pulled up to the only place he could find in town that served breakfast 24 hours a day, Denny's. As James entered the entrance, he was greeted by the short-order cook and a waitress with a grease-covered apron, just like his mother wore. James was craving his early dawn treats and frantically asked for the best breakfast meal on the menu. Unfortunately for the Denny's workers that day, a car crash knocked out the power in the restaurant, and the one request James had couldn't be fulfilled. A Grand Slam breakfast. James was flabbergasted. He couldn't control his anger. He retrieved his laser-guided rocket launcher, walked out to the street, and calmly fired 2 shots right through the front door. The breakfast building exploded instantly, killing all inside. James got on his huffy and disappeared. Years later, members of a covert team of operatives heard about the legend from Wisconsin. They tracked down the boy, now a man, and recruited him to the team. Their only orders to his superiors to this day are, don't feed James his breakfast the day of an operation against Cobra, and thus the legend of Grand Slam was born.
Boy takes his breakfast seriously. Seriously. Serious. That's pretty good. I was like, oh my God, I just looked at that file card and like then in the breakfast, I'm like, okay, I know who this is now. I know where this is going. All right. This is great.
Oh Lord. I told you, it's goofy. All right.
All right, so let's see. I'm going to share screen here because I'm going to show you the actual file card. So let me tell you guys the tale of Ralph Pulaski. Ralph Pulaski was the definition of a blue-collar kind of guy. Though he had a huge rebellious streak, it rarely got out of check. His mother worked at a bank and his father worked at a steel mill. He was almost a background character in his own story until he had 2 days that changed everything. He was in ROTC throughout high school and went to college on a scholarship for it. Interested in anything big, heavy, and made of metal moving parts, he took courses from design to mechanical applications. He spent his free time learning to operate a bulldozer and various other heavy equipment for a local construction company on the weekends to earn money. When he graduated, he put his ROTC experience on equipment to work for the U.S. Army. Stationed in Fort Sill, Oklahoma, he quickly rose through the ranks, learning how to operate and crew all aspects of an Abrams tank. After being selected for the G.I. Joe team, he participated in several classified operations in the early 80s, and when they emerged as a threat, also against Cobra. During one of these operations, though the details are redacted, he found himself the surviving member of his crew and was able to take command of his barely combat-worthy tank. He managed to fend off a group of Cobras that were attacking the installation he was guarding. In the aftermath of this battle, Steeler found himself promoted to tank commander, and this is where his story takes a turn. Just as he was excelling at his career, he began to have all manner of disciplinary issues. That rebellious streak reared up. He was late for formations, maneuvers, even chow. He appeared tired, cranky, and hostile, and found himself in hot water after talking back to a superior. Soon he found himself demoted from commander, and his attitude only got worse from there. Destined to save such a talented soldier, the Joes granted him emergency leave to go home to Pennsylvania and attempt to gather himself together. They didn't realize he wouldn't be coming back. The after-action report, written after the incident, says the following. Upon arrival home in Pennsylvania, Sergeant Pulaski apparently discovered the town in decline. The impenetrable steel company mill that employed his father for 31 years had been bought out and shuttered. This started a cascading effect that led to still unknown factors leading to Mr. and Mrs. Pulaski's disappearance, as well as the decline of the town. Property values plummeted, and families left as other mills closed. The sole steel mill left in operation, Extensive Steel, was investigated and appears to be legally connected to Cobra through shell companies. Indications are that Sergeant Pulaski learned or deduced this information. He then was able to acquire several firearms and an unknown amount of dynamite from a local construction storage facility. Around 6:06 p.m. on October 29th, he used a stolen and modified dump truck to breach the Extensive Steel fencing and then drove into the plant. CCTV footage recovered from the blast shows the driver's cab of the dump truck to be outfitted with steel plating and a CCTV system for navigation. Footage and evidence at the scene suggests that the bed of the dump truck had been modified to both shield the dynamite as well as maximize blast radius. Also in the bed appeared to be several containers of metal shards, suggesting use as flechettes. Further evidence shows that upon entering the main processing building, Sergeant Pulaski immediately came under fire from what we now know are Cobra agents, led by a former Australian Special Air Services Major, one Sebastian Blood. Sergeant Pulaski was able to eliminate most of these agents, but Blood disabled the vehicle in the forage area near a large storage ladle. Recovered evidence indicate there was a struggle between Sergeant Pulaski and Major Blood in this area, leading to the detonation of the dynamite. This caused the destruction of the ladle above them, as well as the majority of the facility itself. No remains have yet been recovered in this area. The only evidence thus recovered appears to be some sort of mechanical right arm, though we're still determining what it may have been used for. End report. So that's the story of Steeler coming home to discover that all the steel mills were closing down because of Cobra.
And then they all moved to different parts of the country and shared their terrible towels and Steeler fandom. I think that's what happened when they all closed down. That's why there's so many down here.
That's right. Toy Visuals is in the house. What's going on?
What up? What up? I've always loved the character of Steeler, and it's because of his name.
Yep. Well, and that's how he got the name.
I know.
From Pittsburgh.
I still want that figure that gets bitten in the World Between Worlds.
I almost
or
went
Worlds
with
Without End. Which one is it?
I almost went with Worlds Without Ends.
Yeah,
I was gonna write Worlds Without Ends. I'm like, nah, do something else.
I always wanted that head sculpt.
Yeah.
I was like, if you're gonna do it, like,
kinda
give
looks
us that head sculpt with the purple around the.
Yeah, kind of did it.
You got a little bit. You got a little bit of it. You could have dyed your hair blonde. That would have been.
That was a
real
little
fun.
much. Could have just got
so?
a Beatles wig. I've dyed it for Halloween before. Don't put it past me.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, bring back American Steel. I think that's the plan, right? Okay. Security salesman by day and wrestler by night. The unknown man of no known origin from parts unknown had an interesting fetish. Those who worked with him had no idea that this man would one day rule the world in ways we could never imagine. Selling security systems the old-fashioned way never interested him. The boring cameras that recorded nothing 99% of the time, and the unrelenting screams of an alarm going off at 3 a.m. when some drunk forgot the code to their house were more than he could bear. His upbringing involved being thrown in a cage with crocodiles. His parents would make him take off his shirt and shoes and punish him by forcing him to sleep with the man-eating reptiles because they were just cruel, evil people. They had no love for their son. He could do no right. But somehow, he could get along with the crocodiles. They respected him for his resilience and his toughness, but also that he never showed fear being stuck in the cages with them. Years would go by, and each night the same. No shirt, no shoes, no service. Until one night, the parents made a fatal mistake, and in their drunken stupor, they forgot to lock the padlock on the cage. Noticing this, the young man waited for his folks to pass out, and when they were fast asleep, he slipped out and took his friends with him. But before he left, he made sure his crocodiles would not go hungry. The carnage was disgusting. The blood-soaked floor would be stained red until the house was torn down years later. The young man fled into the canals and interconnecting waterways until he was well out of sight of anyone who might notice his absence. As he became a man, he worked tirelessly to convince those who wanted home security that they would be better off if they hired he and his crocodiles instead of a camera and noisy alarm system. But one after another refused, citing the danger of having living reptiles so large roaming about while their precious children played in the yard. Unable to make ends meet, he gave up on his security business. However, He remembered those cold nights in the cage with no shoes. It was then that he had to make the tough decision to do the unthinkable. He wrestled his crocodiles and killed each one of them, one by one. He then began the real work, slicing and dicing, hanging and drying, sewing and molding. Never again would he be selling security systems or wacky ideas. No one knows the true history of how the now popular, comfortable, and multi-industry used footwear came to be until now. Doctors, nurses, servers, bartenders, lazy rednecks, highfalutin Wall Street tykes, lab technicians, retail workers, and so many more have now learned the truth. The truth of how the unknown man of unknown origin from parts unknown came up with one of the most hideous and yet useful, fashionable footwear phenomena to ever exist. This is the story of how Crocs were created and the story of the Croc Master.
I'm wearing a pair of his shoes right now. Holy shit. I'm like, where's he going with this? God damn. Jay Gonzo popped in while you were telling us
What's
about
up,
Croc
Jay?
Master.
Oh,
Graphs.
no.
This sounds like Lifeline's origin story.
Somebody could have thrown a lifeline to Croc Master, but he turned out all right.
Yeah, he turned out all right. He turned out to be a multi-millionaire signing deals with fashion designers and all other sorts of people.
Jesus
all right.
Christ.
Now that we've learned of Croc Master, let me tell you the tragic story of Gabriel Kelly.
Oh, no.
Let me find the tragic story of Gabriel Kelly here. Okay. All right. Gabriel Kelly grew up being the guy you always wanted to take with you to the party because it didn't start till he got there. 6 generations of his family had grown up in Boston before him, and all 6 of them had perfected drinking as a hobby. The other thing the Kellys were known for was inventing bar games and tricks to con drunks out of their money, or at least to get them to pay their bar tab. This is the reason the Kellys drank top shelf. They were locally famous for 2 things: bar tricks and firefighting. All of Barbecue's forefathers had been firefighters there in Boston, and his family was well known for all of it. One night in a bar, Barbecue had a chance encounter with Colonel Clayton Abernathy of the G.I. Joe team. After losing a couple $100 to Barbecue in his bar games, Hawk invited Barbecue to apply for the G.I. Joe team, which was then only a few years old. Hawk explained that they'd hired a guy to start fires the year before, but they were still looking for someone to put them out. Before they parted ways, Hawk had given him a pamphlet about the G.I. Joe team. Gabriel had made up his mind. The next day, with a raging hangover, he told his family about his decision to put his firefighting skill to work for G.I. Joe. They were devastated, as this meant he wouldn't be able to die serving or retire from Ladder Company 609, as every male Kelly before him had. This caused a huge argument that weighed heavily on Barbecue, but he still applied and was accepted to the G.I. Joe team. All with the weight of his disappointed family on his back, he completed his training for the Joes and went back to Boston on leave before starting his assignment at Fort Wadsworth. On his final night, he was at his favorite bar, telling the regulars about joining the G.I. Joe team. He was proud, as evident by the fact that he wore his fire suit, minus the helmet, to the bar. He'd even brought that pamphlet Hawk had given him and the ceremonial fire axe he was given on completion of his training to show off. He loved how it was actually sharp enough to cut through a door, and he loved the engraving on it. Kelly, Gabriel A., meets or exceeds standards. Welcome to the G.I. Joe team. After winning a few dollars by snatching $1 from under a stack of quarters on top of a beer bottle, he took his axe and his pamphlet and he went to the restroom. Dismayed to see that there was a line for the men's room, then he remembered a couple urinals were out of order. So Barbecue did what any man would do. He went out to the alleyway out back to relieve himself. He placed the axe handle up against the wall as he struggled to get his fire suit open enough to do the deed. As he was cursing the Velcro, he didn't hear someone sneak up behind him, nor did he hear the faint scrape of the axe being picked up. When he was Velcroed back together as he turned to reach for his axe, at the same time, he nearly fell when he realized it wasn't in the place he left it. In its place was a man about 6 feet away that was holding it. Even through the fog of Irish whiskey, Barbecue recognized him. He was memorable enough with that blazing red hair and that face makeup. That bright pink scarf he wore drew the eye, too. Barbecue remembered thinking that he should have joined Twisted Sister. But now what Barbecue remembered most was how he'd scanned him out of a few $100s not too long before he left for the Joes. He got chills when he remembered the man's words that night. "I'll be back for you just as soon as you forget about me. Believe it or not, everyone forgets about me." Just before Twisted Sister swung the axe that very nearly decapitated him, Barbecue heard him say, "I've been waiting for you. I told you you'd forget me." The last thing Barbecue felt was the surprise that after all he'd been through these last few months, he was about to be killed by the thing he was most proud of. Poor Barbecue.
Twisted. Oh my God. It's off the rails.
What's up, War Chest?
Yeah, I see War Chest. Ken the band.
What's up, Ken?
I don't even know. It's like I can't tell sometimes on some people's names now. I'm like, who is who? I don't know.
Because we've got these names. So Ken the band, I don't recognize that. So if you're here under another name, let us know who that is. Because we've got these YouTube handles. But if not, welcome to probably the craziest show that we do all year, the Halloween stories.
Man, I went in and changed my handle. I did. I was like, no, I can't handle this shit. No pun intended. Yeah, because I'm like, God, I
like
can't
the handle of
recognize
Barbecue's axe.
Like that. Okay, see, Ken's Toys.
Ken's Toys, all right.
Yep, beautiful. Be careful what you wish for. No, all right. This is this is so stupid. I can't help it. All right, here we go. New Jersey was a tough place to grow up. Esalen, New Jersey was particularly cruel. The neighborhood was rife with crime, prostitution, gangsters, and crack smokers. Stanley was a quiet fellow. He earned the nickname Mutt due to his heritage. He was born to an Irish mother's cousin who was British and a celebrated boxer, but died in her 20s. His father, German by trade, but Australian by his love of Vegemite, left when Stanley was young. He mostly kept to himself. He didn't have many skills to note, but he did have an affinity towards animals. Feeding squirrels outside his window, putting birdseed outside on the roof of his apartment for the pigeons, and laying scraps out to feed the local homeless dogs. One Halloween night, a Rottweiler came to the door looking for leftovers and rib bones. Stanley had just finished eating dinner, and he heard scratching at the door. Opening it slowly, he greeted the Rottweiler, starving and shivering from the cold. Stanley immediately brought the animal inside. He fed the dog. He even kept it overnight. By morning, he let the dog out to pee, but it ran off. Stanley thought about his wonderful night of rubbing its belly, scratching its ears, and pretending to be another dog and sniffing its own butt. It brought him so much joy, unlike anything else in the neighborhood. Stanley bolted out the door and down the alley and across the street. He happened upon a junkyard. one he knew well. Owned by one of the more unsavory characters in town, Stanley was scared to track the dog within, but he knew he must. He needed that feeling back from the previous night. Slowly, he crept through the rusted cars and mangled metal, scarred chassis of unrecognizable machinery. And just ahead, he found the dog slurping vigorously at some green goo. Stanley rushed over to grab the dog and protect him from the toxic chemicals, but instead, the dog jumped up and licked Stanley's mouth. Stanley immediately felt strange. His body began vibrating quickly. The owner, a former used car salesman and shady entrepreneur, came upon the pair. He began laughing maniacally as if he knew what was happening. He slowly slithered into the shadows, apparently knowing what was about to unfold. Stanley and the dog began to meld together as fur intertwined with skin. Nose became snout, feet became paws. The four-legged posture became upright like a human. Two separate beings now fused into one. What was once a gravelly voice was now a vicious bark. Bark! Bark! The junkyard owner, scrambling to get his keys and leave, made one final call before he left, and soon after, a group of thugs poured in through the entrance, surrounding the creature. They were under orders to capture it and bring it in for samples. But this was no ordinary monster. This was something new, something almost unreal. Letting out a painful bark, Stanley and his dog in unison leapt from a crouched position. They tore through the group of armed men, slashing and biting, gnawing and scratching. Body parts flew into the air, guts splayed on rusty vehicles parked nearby. There was one man left, fear in his eyes and his pulse pounding. He knew this was how he would meet his end. At the hands, nay, paws, and teeth of this abomination. Just as the dog man was about to strike, the owner revved up his engine and peeled out of the lot instinctively. As if he'd been doing it his entire life, Stanley chased after the car, nipping at its wheels. But alas, he just wasn't fast enough to catch it, and the taillights disappeared into the night. The last man standing had been spared by the roar of an engine and the screech of white wall tires. He quickly slipped into the night, just as the dogman creature did. The thankful thug would tell his tale in the bars of the neighborhood. He would speak of the freak and how he survived it, and the legend of Junk Mutt was born.
That's a pretty good accent, man. You've been talking the Legend series, haven't you? That's pretty good. I can't pull that off. That's pretty good. Dog man.
Oh no. What happened?
Awesome.
What just happened?
That's awesome. Rorschach is, what the hell happened to Pop Blender and Rorschach and Tom Waits have a baby in his voice box?
Oh no.
Graf says, Jeebus, I'm sleeping with the lights on tonight.
That's a great idea.
All right. So this is the one that I gotta do some struggling on to read because I gotta move it over here. So,
Okay.
all right.
All right.
So let me get everything in order here, and let's go ahead and gotta share this file card. Hang on a sec. So, there's the one I'm looking for. So let's learn about Alpine. Oh. Minidoka, Idaho is a very boring place to grow up, but Albert Pine did. Relatively isolated thanks to the Rocky Mountains. There isn't much to do in Minidoka other than get into trouble. Alpine wanted no part of that. Teased relentlessly while growing up for his stupid name, long since condensed into Alpine. He longed to get out of Minidoka and go somewhere where names didn't matter. He often sat on the porch of his family's small home and stared at the mountains that encircled the town. It was here, staring at the mountains, where he would get the inspiration to leave. Wanting some company while he stared at the mountains, and still resenting his stupid parents for his stupid name, he often brought out the only thing that seemed to give him solace, his grandparents' old crank record player. Unfortunately, because they were stupid too, the only records that he had to play were Franzl Lang, also known as the Yodel King. Alpine would sit for hours staring at the distant mountains and listen to and mimic the greatest yodeler the world has ever known, until he was nearly as good. Eventually, he worked up the nerve to start exploring the mountains nearby. Little by little, he increased his skill. He started doing odd jobs around town to earn money, and with every penny he saved, he purchased books about climbing. Then first buy, then upgrade his climbing equipment. If he wasn't on a mountain, he was sitting on that porch, reading about climbing techniques and yodeling. Unfortunately, this only increased his unpopularity among his peers. They would see him on the streets and whisper, "There goes crazy yodeling Alpine." They'd drive by and throw eggs at him as he yodeled. Once, he nearly lost an eye from part of an eggshell. That was right after he graduated high school. He sat on the porch in his eye patch, yodeling, staring at a pamphlet he'd gotten on a career day before graduation. It said, "Explore the world while protecting it from fascism. Join the G.I. Joe team." He'd stared at that pamphlet a lot, because on the front of it was a soldier climbing a mountain. At the summit, a large, weird snake head had been carved into the granite. Once he could see out of both eyes again, he called the number and met a girl named Abernathy a few days later. Before long, Alpine was the soldier on that mountain. He loved every second of it. It was here that he discovered he had another talent that had been buried deep inside him: killing. He was trained in mountain warfare and was given the best gear on the planet to conduct it with. The other Joes did find it a bit strange that he always brought a piece of additional equipment with him, a portable music player and headphones. It didn't take most of them long to figure out what he was listening to. Once he reached the top of that mountain, blood was going to run down it. Even the other Joes were surprised at the violence that exploded from Alpine when he had those headphones on. He decimated entire squads of Cobra agents with nothing but his climbing axes, sending bodies and parts down the mountainside. General Abernathy, recently promoted from colonel, was so pleased with Alpine's performance in combat that he gave him his own squad to command. An invincible martial artist who was impervious to the cold, quick kick, and a mountain of a man who lived only to make things explode. Bazooka became his backup. Soon they too had headphones on, and they left only carnage in their wake. It's even rumored that once on a training exercise, they killed a green shirt and left his body buried in the snow, all because he tried to remove Alpine's headphones and hear what he was listening to. What no one, not even General Hawk, realized was that the ridicule Alpine had endured over his name, the isolation of the nowhere town, and the hours of unending yodeling had driven him completely insane. If his headphones were on, he entered a trance-like state, and satisfying his bloodlust was the only thing that could break it. And now he had two more just like him under his command. They began hacking their way through Cobra, determined to reach the top of Snake Mountain, and anyone within earshot was chilled to the bone when they heard their battle cry. Snake Mountain!
I knew it. Oh my God. Oh, I had visions of something about Mary in my head when somebody's like trying to take off his headphones.
Franks and beans.
Oh my God. Damn, what the fuck? My hair came back. Holy shit. How did that happen? Damn.
It's a miracle. It's a miracle.
Hang on. I gotta check something. It's on the crown too. I don't know. What do you like better? Do you like? Wait, my curl moved. Hang on a second. Man, my natural hair just has its own body. You know.
Did your wanton patch of pubes reattach itself?
Its own body. Hang on a second. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Well, I mean, yeah, they grew back.
I'm having flashbacks of the movie Waiting.
Does the carpet match the drapes? It's a little darker down there. Yeah, and it's also a little fuzzier too. I need to check my ancestry.com. All right, so anyway,
Shit.
Okay, here we go. This one was quite interesting to write. Ancestry.com. All right. I'm trying to find the right voice. Me.
Look a little Larry.
All right. Symbiote.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm feeling a little frisky. All right, here we go. Cooper was always haunted by nightmares. He was afraid of the dark, hated loud noises, and was extremely shy as a child. One day would change his life forever. His father loved hunting. Cooper, however, did not. But this was his father's way of teaching Cooper about becoming a man and what it meant to survive. His father gathered his best buddies, some cool bush lights, and dragged Cooper out with them on a hunting expedition. They trudged for a couple of miles to find the perfect spot. They set up the tree stand, made a fire. They would hunt early the next morning. But tonight was about being a man and doing what men do. His father and his buddies cracked open their beers and offered one to Cooper. He was only 16, but his father knew he was out in the wild, so no way to drive home. So they fed Cooper a steady diet of bush lattes until he could no longer see straight. He passed out, sleeping by the fire. When he awoke the next morning, there was no trace of his father or his friends. The fire had been put out, and all the gear had been taken except for one of those crappy flashlights that you have to shake to get it to work, and a .22 caliber rifle. They even took his clothes. Cooper was scared, but he knew this was his test. He went to work. Fashioning a makeshift tent out of bamboo and leaves, he made a place to sleep. He used his Boy Scout skills to make fires each night. He only had a magazine with 7 bullets in it, so he had to be judicious about each shot he took, trying to secure food for his hungry belly. Days turned into night, which turned into weeks. 3 weeks in the bush. 3 weeks of hell. 3 weeks of scrounging and scrapping, scraping by. 3 weeks of his lesson. It was raining slightly that evening when the party started. Grown men reveling in their tales, laughing between gulps of golden lager. The fire had been started, but kept going out due to the sogginess in the air. As one of the men went to get up and stoke it back to life, he looked up, and it was then he saw Cooper grinning from ear to ear. The rifle draped over his shoulder and the shitty flashlight hanging from his wrist. He had done it. He had survived his trial, had become a man. This was no trial to be spoken of in town. This trial would not be told at parties or get-togethers. It wouldn't be told until now. Cooper took aim. He mowed down the first man with a shot right through his eye. The next, in shock, tried to run, but he wasn't too fast because he was fat. And Cooper shredded his butthole with a shot right through the ass. The man dropped to the ground in agony. Cooper smashed his head in with the butt of the rifle. The third man tried to rush at Cooper, but he rolled to the right, whipped around in one motion, firing a shot that found its target right between the eyes. Cooper had only eaten 3 times in 3 weeks, so he knew what he had left in the magazine, and he had only one target left. He made tracks for his father. As he strode toward his final confrontation, the man dropped to his knees. He begged for forgiveness. He cried for his son to spare him. It was only a trial. It was to teach him how to be a man. Cooper pulled a cold can of that delicious brew and slurped down a heaping helping. Crushed the can on his head like a man would. And then he raised the rifle. That night, Cooper would become a man. A man who would murder in cold blood. He told his father to run as fast as he could. But he knew in the back of his mind he wasn't going to let this old man go. He waited until he got about 100 yards away, and then he dropped his father with a shot to the back of the skull. The trial was over. He was a man. Unfortunately for his father, he never witnessed the coronation. 10 years later, Cooper was a marksman instructor and self-taught image expert on image intensification for G.I. Joe, forever hiding his violent past. Oh, and he still has nightmares.
Very good. Some good comments, crap. Naked Cooper grinning ear to ear.
Low light, straight from the file card.
Yep, showing he's a man. He was fat. He got shot in the buttocks. Oh my God. Visit Skidmark.
Low light.
Low light.
He went on a hunting expedition with his dad and then came back 3 weeks later, grinning ear to ear. But no one knew the real truth.
Clint says he got it on good authority. AMC is getting a second wave of DeLorean popcorn buckets on Friday. What's that? About $70. I'd like to have it though.
It would be cool.
Dave said he's locking his low light in the closet tonight. All right.
It's so good.
So I thought you were gonna go a direction with that. You didn't. And Clinton says $47.99. That's probably not too bad.
Not too bad.
I thought you were gonna go a certain direction with that one, and you didn't. But I did.
Beautiful.
Let's see. Let me go ahead and bring this one to the stage. You're gonna have to like most of these, you're going to have to suspend a little disbelief with this one because this was long enough, and I tried to shorten it as much as I could, but you're going to you're gonna have to make some leaps of assumption on someone's character here, and how bad that they wanted to escape Atlanta, Georgia, the outskirts of Atlanta. And we're going to tell you about Scarlett. So, Shanna M. O'Hara is a far cry from the fictional character she was named after. She grew up in a low-income neighborhood in Atlanta's suburb. Her life in her late teens was a mess, and she was always in trouble, either at home, at school, or on the streets. She knew she had to learn two vital skills if she was ever going to escape the ATL and amount to anything: how to blend in and how to fight. She'd used money she had earned or pickpocketed to take self-defense in karate classes. She was actually quite good, the best in her class, but she attended infrequently because she could only go when she could afford it. Her mother had long ago left the family, which left Shanna with her 7 brothers and her drunk-ass dad. He needed money, so he put her on the street. Everything was fine until the day she met a mysterious man in a rubber mask. She successfully picked a pocket of his trench coat, and instead of a billfold, she pulled out a shuriken. Stunned by this, it hindered her getaway, and he was able to catch up to her. She angrily shoved the star back at him, but Rubber Man grabbed her. One quick Judy chop to the neck, and she went down like a sack of potatoes. She awoke, tied to a chair in what appeared to be a large cabin. A large wolf lay on the floor in front of her and eyed her suspiciously. More angry than scared, she screamed, "Where am I? Who are you?" The Rubber Man was seated across from her in another chair with the wolf between them. He spoke, but it wasn't in words. The voice was deep and gravelly sounding, but they were just muffled noises. She didn't think it was because of the mask. He was dressed strangely, she thought. Black fatigues and some sort of bodysuit. He looked like a movie commando, except for that unsettling mask. She could see his neck underneath matched the skin tone of the strange mask. It's just a plain Caucasian face with bright blonde hair, but the hollow eyes and loose fit around the chin creeped her out, even more than just waking up in this place did. "Is she awake?" a voice said from the next room. Another man walked in who was wearing what looked to be a filthy ninja outfit. It looked like it was once white, but now it was dingy and stained. Was that blood? He was carrying what looked like the face mask that matched the outfit, blood and all. He looked to be of Asian heritage. "Oh, good. When do we get started on her training?" a female voice said from what she guessed might have been the kitchen. She was thinking that voice sounded familiar, but that was when the smell hit her. The cabin smelled like meat rotting, but also of meat cooking. This situation was getting worse every minute. The female that the voice belonged to walked into the room. She wore a similar ninja outfit with similar stains. Hanging around her neck was a red apron with a black dragon on it. It appeared to have chunks of something stuck to it. She tossed a treat to the wolf, who caught it in midair. He crunched loudly a couple of times as a piece of the treat hit the floor. He quickly snapped it up, but not before Shanna made out the tip of a finger, nail and all. It then laid its head back down on its paws and once more eyed her suspiciously. The man said, "Not just yet, Jinx. First, we must explain our mission." Jinx, he had called her, but Shanna knew where she'd recognized her from. She was Kim from the karate class. She was one of the best in the class, and she always seemed to be holding back. Through all of this, Rubber Man sat in his chair, silent, and watched the situation. The man in the dirty ninja outfit continued, "My name is Storm Shadow. I am the head of the Arashikage Ninja Clan." He gestured toward Rubber Man. "The man who brought you here is known as Snake Eyes, and that is Timber. My cousin Jinx you already know. We are nearly the last surviving members of our clan. We have undertaken a deadly vow that requires us to add to our ranks. Jinx has been sent to find a suitable understudy to learn the way of the ninja and help us in this mission. She has watched you. She knows the life you go home to, and we can offer more." He produced a pamphlet and handed it to her free hand. On it, a soldier climbed a mountain with an odd snake head carving at the top. The words printed on the pamphlet said, "Explore the world while protecting it from fascism. Join the G.I. Joe team." She'd heard of G.I. Joe. They were in the news all the time. She said, "Why would a ninja clan work for the G.I. Joe team?" Storm Shadow replied, "That is not the first time we've heard that question. The threat of Cobra and tactics they employ require countermeasures that cannot be known to the public. We are assassins. Jinx has selected you as having the highest potential in joining our clan. What do you say?" Shanna thought about having to go back to her life and her horrible family and shuddered. Being a ninja assassin on retainer for the U.S. government sounded better than anything she could possibly hope to accomplish on her own. "I accept," she said. Snake Eyes and Timber stood as Jinx disappeared back into the maybe kitchen area. "Follow us so we can induct you into the clan." He followed Jinx and she followed him. Snake Eyes and Timber followed her. It was indeed a kitchen, and that was indeed the source of the smell. She almost fainted when she saw all the body parts. Tattered blue uniforms soaked in crimson piled in a corner. She somehow stayed on her feet in the center of the room by the large farmhouse table. She steadied herself. 4 places were set, plates already full of a meat that looked like pork, but she knew it wasn't. Snake Eyes guided her to a chair. He sat across from her, Timber at his feet. Storm Shadow and Jinx sat to either side at the heads of the table. Storm Shadow was the only one that spoke. "First, we consume our fallen enemies. Then, we must keep with the tradition of our ancestors. Scarlet," Shanna understand that would be her new Arashikage clan name. It fit. She'd been hearing it her whole life. He continued, "As an outsider, you must be prepared to sacrifice all to become one of us. With your sacrifice, we shall devour your old self so that you can rise and be reborn as a true Arashikage." Snake Eyes removed his mask to reveal his missing face. It looked to have been removed, peeled off long ago. Jinx picked up a fork and knife as Timber licked his lips.
Yum, yum.
Them some good noms.
Oh my God. I love your Storm Shadow accent. It had shades of Spirit.
Yeah, it wavers a little bit.
Shades of Spirit, Iron Knife, Charlie.
I have to
Charlie Iron Knife.
I have to work on Spirit for something that's probably going to be coming up soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the finest classified characters. One of the finest figures they've made. Yeah, right. They are real. I saw them in the 80s. American Ninja.
Michael Dudikoff, baby.
That's right. What a name.
The
Okay.
dude.
He's a man. All right. I got one more. This was the longest one though. So I don't know. It's not that long.
Send it.
Not really. What's that?
I said send it. Let's go. Let's
All
go.
right. The salt marsh air was a sickly mix of brine, rust, and oil, the natural perfume of the Dreadnoks. But even Zartan, the master of disguise and degradation, felt a sour coil of unease around the base of the mangroves. They had tracked their target, a deserter with a satchel of classified Cobra fuel documents, to a remote stretch of the Cayman Islands coast. And here, bobbing in the murky trash choked inlet, was the vessel of Zanzibar. It wasn't a ship, it was a floating, shambling monument to filth. A garbage scow, piled high with rotting nets, flaking barrels of motor oil, and skeletons. Things best left unexplored. "Morgan Teach," Zartan muttered, adjusting the bandana on his face. "The fire card says he was raised on this thing, picking pockets on crowded piers. Was his apprenticeship. This isn't just a boat, it's a grave." Ripper, the hulking dreadnought, gripped his chain. "Just another nasty swamp pirate. Zartan, let's grab the deserter and bootleg gas and go." But as they drew closer, the sound started, a high, scratchy, utterly crazy giggle that seemed to skip off the water and stab at their ears. They found the deserter tied to a mast, a length of pipe sticking from a pile of old tires, his eyes wide and staring, his mouth gagged with gasoline-soaked cloth. Standing over him was Zanzibar. He was a theatrical madman, a grinning ghoul. His primary weapon was a gleaming cutlass, and not simply just hanging at his side. He was polishing it with his sleeve, humming a sea shanty. "Welcome to the high seas, mateys!" Zanzibar shrieked, his one visible eye glittering with pure unfettered malice. "Took you long enough to find me. Bootleg gas is delivered, but I tossed the paperwork." "Too much like real work, you see." Zartan frowned. "The dreadnought files state you tried smuggling but gave it up. It wasn't nasty enough. You've got to be joking." Zanzibar's grin widened, showing his nasty teeth. "Oh, the piracy part was fine, but the profit part wasn't nasty enough." "I want to see the blood, not the balance sheets." Suddenly, brutally, he slammed the cutlass against the deserter's head. The man went limp. "See? That was nasty and fine. That's what I crave. Not gold, just nasty." I don't know if I can. Zanzibar leapt onto a stack of crates with the impossible agility of a crazed spider monkey. He pointed his pistol at Ripper. "You bought a guess, Zartan, and guess must be initiated." Ripper charged at Zanzibar. He didn't fire, he just laughed his scratchy laugh, then stuck his cutlass into the wood. The dreadnought was a man of brute force. The pirate was something else entirely, a master of sick psychological chaos. Zanzibar began a frantic, jerky dance, a mad scramble across the junk-filled deck. He wasn't fighting Ripper. He was fighting the scow itself. He kicked over a barrel of bilge, sending a cloud of foul stench everywhere. He shoved a pile of shattered glass at Ripper. "You're all bark, Ripper," Zanzibar screeched. You like the money. You like the machines. I like the screams. He lunged at Ripper, but the rope tying the deserter to the mast, severing it with one swift slice of his cutlass, the lifeless body fell into the water with a splash. Now that, Zanzibar hissed, was the nasty part. Oh my God. Okay. Hang on. I'm lost. Hang on. Okay. Zartan looked from into the black water and then at Zanzibar's face. He realized the true insanity of Zanzibar the pirate. He wasn't a dreadnought because of chaos. He was a dreadnought because Zartan was the only one who didn't judge his hobby. He wasn't into stealing gold. It was kidnapping people and making their final moments as vile as possible before dropping them into his floating home. Zanzibar had made his life into a macabre performance of evil, a tribute to the ship he was born on. As Zartan and Ripper collected their prey, they heard the final sound, Zanzibar's high-pitched giggle. Fading away as he flew off on his air skiff, making way to hunt the next person that he could offer to his floating lair.
His floating graveyard home. Zanzibar sounds a little like the Crypt Keeper. Good evening, boys and ghouls. Fucking Zanzibar.
Oh God, that's the one I got really into, and then halfway through I was like, "What am I writing again?" I had to go back, and yeah, I was like, "All right, I'll try to do one that's kind of serious."
Graf said, "There's nothing more fake than ninjas than pirates."
They are these days, anyway.
Graf said, "Leprechaun pirates." He was a little bit leprechaun, yeah.
I knew I was gonna have trouble with the accents. I was like, all right, well, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
It's not one of my better accents. I have to work on those.
It's great. Joe Fan is rejoined us. He's woke back up. He's awoken from his reclinery slumber.
Yes.
All right. Well, I too have one more, and we're running just about right on time.
About right there.
So I'm gonna give you guys my final one. Do you guys like Tarantino and Paul W.S. Anderson, a little M. Night Shyamalan action, perhaps? This was actually the first one that I wrote, and then realized that this had to be the last one that I read. So let me go ahead and pull up this right here, and so let's learn about this guy right here. Think about this guy. Son of a bitch. I hated this guy. Thomas Rossi III grew up in the Mattapan area of South Boston, which is not a particularly great area of the city. Not the best, not the worst, but just bad enough for an aspiring DJ to get caught up. While spending time in juvenile custody for aggravated armed robbery, it was his internal curiosity and aptitudes that saved him. Enrolled in a vocational electronics program, he learned how to deconstruct and reconstruct practically all manner of electrical devices. Already gifted in this area, it gave him the skills he needed to rise above his situation. Released at 18 with an expunged record, he took a job collecting recyclables. This gave him access to all the electrical components he would need to build the ultimate mobile DJ system. After months of scavenging parts and tinkering, he'd managed to build an amazing cutting-edge rig and was successful spending his nights rocking Boston house parties and bar mitzvahs. He was always trying to improve both his skills as well as his DJ rig, always working on it. One night after a gig, he was approached by another fellow Bostonian who had been at the show and who also happened to be a member of the G.I. Joe team. Barbecue had heard of this rising talent, and he had been sent on a twofold mission. One, to hire DJ for the anniversary party of the Battle of Springfield, and two, to see if he would be a good candidate for the G.I. Joe Electronics and Communications Division, as there were vacancies. You see, Mainframe and Dial Tone went AWOL and ran off with Zorana. He accepted the DJ gig and promised to give joining G.I. Joe some thought. That night, as he tinkered with his DJ equipment, something went horribly wrong. Transistors resisted, and a great blue arc of electricity shot through DJ. It almost killed him. It didn't, but most would say that this was the night that the real DJ died. When he awoke, tied up and lying on his back, it took him a minute to realize where he was. The back of his own van that he used for work and DJ gigs. Looking up at the roof, he squinted to see what had been taped to it. He recognized it as the G.I. Joe recruitment pamphlet Barbecue had given him. That's when he realized he was wet and sticky. He slowly looked to his left and realized he was lying beside the body of Barbecue, clearly dead from the gash across his neck. Hastily thrown on the other side of him looked like an axe of some sort, his expressionless, glazed eyes staring at DJ in the surprise that must have been the last thing he felt. DJ sensed movement. A man had leaned over him and was reaching for him now. Not reaching, placing something. Headphones. The man had put headphones over his ears. Then he lit a cigarette, and in that light, DJ saw the man more clearly. Bright red hair, makeup, a pink bandana around his neck. He looked like the lead singer of a glam rock metal tribute band. The light from the lighter disappeared just as the driver door opened. DJ was able to cock his head enough to see the man was wearing some sort of hood or cowl that covered most of his head. His piercing green eyes, unnaturally green, staring at DJ in the rearview mirror. "Ready," the man in the driver's seat said, in a voice that was unnatural as his eyes. It sounded modulated. DJ knew all about modulation. He used it nearly every night. "Ready, brother," the glam rocker said. "Do it," Green Eyes answered back. DJ should have been scared, but the jolt from the equipment had numbed his senses. He watched as Glam Metal tapped the button on his device and the music started. Wait, he knew this song. He'd heard of it, but he'd never heard it. It was supposed to be cursed. He struggled against the zip ties he was bound with, but it was no use, and that's when he got scared. But then he wasn't. He realized he felt nothing. Nothing at all. Because there was nothing. Nothing but the song. "You'll be joining us soon, a band of vipers playing our tune." And that is the story of how the baddest, hottest disc jockey in Boston ended up as a member of the G.I. Joe team. A Cobra sleeper agent created by the Dreadnoks as revenge for G.I. Joe turning their sister into a whore.
Just the last few words of that. It just really got me. It just broke me up. Damn.
So poor barbecue was just a pawn in the revenge plot.
He's just
so,
a pawn in the game. You know, I had considered, it's funny, you had barbecue in a couple of these stories. I had considered messing around with the idea of the Viper is coming.
Yeah.
I really thought about it, and I was like, I just don't know if you can do anything else with that. Like, that's as good as it gets. Unless the Viper is a serial killer.
The ghost viper is coming.
The Viper is wanted like the vendors. I also would like some sauerkraut.
Oh, yes.
I'm Kavitsking.
Let me show you something. I was gonna go that direction with barbecue and some kind of fire marshal bill thing.
God bless America. I should have grabbed the yodeler from fucking Price is Right. I have that audio file.
So when I started out, I was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. And I wasn't able to download it. I found it, but I couldn't find anywhere that I could download it from. And I was kind of pressed for time, so I didn't have time to save it, strip the audio. And I got to thinking, I'm like, no, wait, like I know what I can do for the yodel. I just got to write Quick Kick and Bazooka into this story. I know where I can get the audio for the yodel at. And the guy in that story is he is known as the king of yodeling. And you can actually look him up on YouTube, and the dude is absolutely amazing, man. Like
I have no doubt.
Franzel Lang, though I'm assuming it's pronounced Long, is the Yodel King. He was the first inductee in the Yodel Hall of Fame.
Oh, of course. I mean, that only makes sense.
Oh, I actually meant to have there's a video on YouTube of one of his live performances I meant to queue up for the end, but I forgot. Oh man, Triple D, I'm glad I stayed up for this. I'm glad I woke up for this. So look, we got 14 people watching right now. There has consistently been 13. So the 13 that have been here through this whole thing, you deserve a fucking medal.
You do. Truly.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We have fun. Takes a while to come up with these, but this is the stuff I love doing. I love this kind of shit.
It takes a minute, like writing them out. I usually try to just let the creativity just kind of go and just be kind of goofy, obviously, with it. But it definitely takes a minute for sure. It's like, all right, what am I gonna do? Who am I gonna pick? And then what do you want to do with it? Everything. But it is fun. It is fun. It's fun last year. It's fun to do it again this year.
You have to pick characters that most everybody knows. You can't get off into like 91, 92, like to make it really fun. It's got to be, I think, through like 89 maybe.
I just feel like people that have had a lot of play, whether that's on the cartoon, whether it's like a memorable character like a Crystal Ball or a like Raptor, last year's like what I mean, something like that, like or Crocmaster, something like that. But if you start getting kind of higher up there, I think it gets a little more difficult. But
it's more fun if people have more relation to the characters, and I think most of us up through like 89 or 90 would know enough of the characters. So that was our tales of G.I. Joe terror for this year. I hope you guys that have been listening have enjoyed it, because we look forward to doing this.
It's fun. Have to pick some new ones. We got a whole nother year. Another year, obviously for next year. So
already had to start planning it already. So I just pick, like, once I decide on the character, I read the file card, and then whatever else I might know about them, I'll read the file card and I'll just start writing. I didn't know where any of those were going to end when I started writing them.
Yeah, no, it's I mean,
There it is.
I don't want to play it too long. They'll ding you for that shit, man. It sucks. Or at least turn it down anyway. Oh, that's awesome. Oh my god. Yeah. So let's see. What is going on? What do you got? What do you got coming up? Obviously, here in the next few days. I know what you're gonna be working on this weekend. Obviously.
Yeah, I'll be hemmed up in here all weekend. So I wanted to do a Friday night 3-star After Dark Halloween stream. I'm right now not planning on doing it, but I may surprise you guys if I get far enough ahead, because I have got to spend this weekend busting my ass getting the Tuco Viper finished up, getting that video done. That has outweighed everything else other than obviously getting the Cobra News Now stuff for the Punkathon and all of that done. Had to get that done, and then I got to get back to work on Tuco. So yeah. I've got that. I've got 3 reviews I got to try to get done. I've got Ghost Viper, the De los Muertos Sidewinder from Valaverse, and I got one other one that somebody give me at the Titans Toy Expos, another toy company that I got to talking to. He was like, you do reviews? And I said, yeah. He's like, well, let me give you one of our figures to review. And I said, okay. So they did, and I'll say, that'll be in the video. Like they did give me the figure just to kind of get out there and get their name out there. So I'm actually looking forward to it. It's actually this guy right here, the Legends of Dragonor. It's their barbarian guy from their line. So that's in it's in the video from the expo, if you want to check it out. So he kind of tells about what all they've got going on. So I've got 3 reviews to do, but getting Tuco video done is the most important thing. So if I get far enough ahead on that Friday while I'm off, may whip out a I may whip out a let me whip this out. Excuse me. May whip out a Hallow stream and try to get some people on, but it will probably be last minute. But that's what I got going on, is wrapping up the Tuco Viper video is the most important thing I got, and I still got quite a bit of work, but it will be done. So that's what I have coming up. Then I'll be back, of course, next Wednesday with the Crusty Old Crow for Backyard Battlefield. Don't know what we're going to do yet. We got some ideas we've been kicking around. So that's what I got coming up over here. What are you doing over on the Pop Blender channel?
So last night I streamed for a little bit, just kind of messing around with a video game that I thought would be all right. Turned out to be really boring because it goes really slow.
No.
And
I watched like a few minutes of it this afternoon.
The premise of it's great. The game itself, though, is like just the voice acting is just brutal. And so I'm wanting to actually play something else. So I've got a couple games I'm thinking about doing here, and I probably will actually do it tomorrow night. I thought about doing it tonight. But tomorrow I have a couple things I've got to do, and I've got my son's senior night at school, so I've got to go out on the field with him and his mom at halftime. Or no, before, actually. They do a whole thing before where they recognize the seniors in the band, the football team, and I think the cheerleaders. And so I got to do that tomorrow night, but I do have a couple things to do. So I don't know. I may go live here in a little bit for a little while, but I would prefer, if I was going to game, I'd prefer to get started tomorrow night at like 9 or something. You know what I mean? 10 o'clock. A little earlier.
And there's not a Thursday with a friend tomorrow because we last Thursday in October, so Punk will be Punk will be off tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, and I don't even, if I was streaming a game, it wouldn't over
Be after anyway. Yeah.
It'd be over, but even if it wasn't, I don't think it would really literally pull anybody from that stream. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just genuinely don't. And so yeah, I mean, it's just something that's completely different. It's a video game. So yes, I may wait till tomorrow, but I might play around with this one game here in a little bit. I'm not sure yet. But that's about it. And I am doing a stream on Sunday though, for sure. I do have a stream on Sunday because I've got some stuff saved. And so yeah, that's about it, man. I'm off till Sunday anyway, so I got a lot of time on my hands here in the next few days.
Word. And then you and Matthew will be back Tuesday, right? On Evening Blend.
Yeah.
Y'all got anything yet for that big that you want to try and talk about?
No, not yet. I mean, there's some things I've kept track of today, and that I'll probably bring into it. But yeah. So, but not yet. That's a very fluid show, man. Like,
right.
You really have to keep up with the news the day of. So if something comes down the pipeline, it's like, okay, I've got to track this story and I've got to send it to myself and then pull it off of email. So yeah, that's a very fluid show. It's kind of hard to plan a show like that 6 or 7 days in advance, 5, 6 days in advance, because there's something new inevitably will happen.
Yeah, I know you're always saving stuff, and he's sending you stuff, and and that's like you said, that's keep your finger on the pulse right up until showtime, just about for that. So
I think there is a Doomsday trailer coming soon, though, from what I understand. So
nice.
I'll have to look into that and see. I don't know if it would be out by then, but I have at least kind of heard about that. So I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, let's see. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll check it out. We'll see what's up. That's about it. And by the way, Joe fan, not necessarily by choice. I prefer not to be off until Sunday. But I have the senior night on Thursday and then a band competition on Saturday all day. So I had to take off for both of those, but usually I'd be working. So it's nice to be off, but in my business, you don't make money unless you work. So
yeah,
that's kind of how that goes.
So we're going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody that was here watching this ridiculousness. We have a lot of fun with it as he shows his bush there at the end.
Yes.
Everybody hit that like on the way out, all that good stuff. Everybody have a fun, safe, and happy Halloween. Enjoy it. And we will see you guys in
2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Get ready for a surprise.